And we say good morning to you. We are broadcasting live. We're here on the road today. We are here at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City on this Wednesday, April the 9th. Happy birthday to Olivia Walton, Mama Walton having a birthday. Michael Leonard. She's 86 today. Happy birthday to Mama Walton. Love the Waltons. Watch them all the time. They're timeless. The shows are and the messages behind them. So anyway, Mama Walton's still with us. She's 86 years old today. Michael Leonard, Olivia Walton. She did a lot of other characters in her day, but I think pretty much as she has admitted, she is known again as Mama Walton. And that's a good thing. So good morning to you. Thanks for being with us. We are here at the home of the Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich. Grilled, spicy, or regular. And the frosted pineapple dragon fruit or Sunjoy or tea or lemonade. Got it right now. It's the drink. Going on right now again at all Chick-fil-A's. We're right here again at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City. Lots to talk about. Going to be joined by Andrew Smith, sports writer, Johnson City Press. We're going to be joined by Mr. Baseball, Greg Salyer. We're going to be joined also by Jeff Birchfield. It's race week, as you know. More and more campers on the roads coming in. It's Bristol, baby. Triple header, Friday truck race, Saturday Xfinity race, Sunday the Food City 500. And so they're coming. And so we'll talk to Jeff about that and get his take on what's going on in Bristol and everything surrounding the world's fastest half-mile racing this weekend coming up at Bristol Motor Speedway. Here's Martina McBride to get us started with the national anthem on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Hey, Charlene. First off, happy birthday. I'm not going to sing to you because I don't want you to cry on your birthday, but would you make me please so I can talk about it, a frosted pineapple, it's a dragonfly or dragon fruit?
Lemonade?
No, it's a frosted.
Yeah, frosted lemonade.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm. Please. Thank you.
Hey, it's your girl Marion. A little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A Cobb salad is the chicken, literally the nuggets, they smack. When you put those nuggets in the salad, it just brings the salad to life. I'll give it a 10 out of 10.
Hi, I'm Jasmine, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A market salad is that the chicken is super juicy and the apples can be a little tangy, also a little sweet as well, so there's just a ton of different flavors. It's just so good.
And back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show again, show number 2,263. We just keep plugging them off. We like that. Of course, the Masters starts tomorrow. We'll talk about that coming up. The 89th edition or installment of the Masters in Augusta. We'll talk about that. Who is the favorite? It all starts tomorrow. We'll roll things out and get it going tomorrow down in Augusta. Being announced, I thought this was pretty cool. Oh, thank you. Charlene, the birthday girl. Thank you, ma'am. Oh, yes. Frosted dragon fruit. Love it. All right, coming up, Grand Co-Marshals, or Co-Grand Marshals, how about that? The Food City 500 on Sunday. Johnny Bench, Cincinnati Reds, the Big Red Machine, and also the voice of the Vols, Bob Kessling, who just retired, being replaced with Mike Keith. And so, again, Kessling and Johnny Bench will be the Co-Grand Marshals. And then Vol Network executive Steve Early is named the honorary starter of the Food City 500, which is really cool. Of course, they have named, as you know, the arena Thompson Bowling in Knoxville, now the Food City Arena. And Bob Kessling, the voice of the Vols, now the retired voice of the Vols, will be Co-Grand Marshal in Sunday's race along with Johnny Bench. As you know, the Reds and the Braves are playing baseball in Bristol coming up later this year. And so that's really cool. It'll be later on, I think when it is, it's in June, if I'm not mistaken. They're coming to town for a one-game set. Billing it as the biggest baseball biggest baseball game attendance-wise in the world, is what they're hoping for anyway. So, they had the Battle of Bristol. We were part of that. Virginia Tech and Tennessee football back in the day. What's it been, 7 or 8 years ago now? And so they're bringing baseball into town later on this year. So anyway, that's pretty cool. Co-Grand Marshals, Johnny Bench of the Cincinnati Reds and Bob Kessling, the retired voice of the Tennessee Volunteers. If you're a Tyler Reddick fan, we told you Ross Chastain's going to be in Bloodville. I'm sorry, it's going to be in Piney Flats. Hello, sir. How are you? Looking good, as always. As always. As always. Yes, I'm on the air. Would you like to come sit and talk?
I'm meeting somebody.
Okay.
We can all talk.
We could. Ross Chastain will be in Piney Flats on Friday. On Saturday from 11 to noon, Tyler Reddick will be at the Food City in Bloodville. First 200 people in line, first come, first serve. So if you like Tyler Reddick, want to get his autograph or a picture taken with him, first come, first serve, first 200 on Saturday from 11 to noon at Food City in Bloodville. So there you go. That's what's going on there. With another drive, will be more coming up. I know for sure Chastain's going to be out meeting people. Race weekend here in Bristol. And now Tyler Reddick will be out on Saturday from 11 to noon at the Food City in Bloodville doing the very same thing. All right, the Masters, as we said, starts tomorrow. 2023 champ John Rahm will be out there. Colin Morikawa, will be out there as well. I mean, all the big boys. Reigning champion Scotty Scheffler back to defend his crown, won 2 of the last 3 green jackets. So it all starts tomorrow. We'll keep you on top of it as it unfolds. So we'll tee things off, get going tomorrow at Augusta, the 89th edition or installment of the Masters. So they'll be coming up again tomorrow. All right, what else is going on? We got my man's coming in a minute, Andrew Smith, sports writer from the Johnson City Press. Baseball last night, Cyclones make it 12 out of 13. Come from behind, and they did a good job coming from behind to beat Unicoi County, a good ball club too. 9-4 was the final. Cutler pitched for Unicoi County, did very well. So it had some leaky defense, had 6 errors behind it. And so the Cyclones gave them a 3-0 lead at the top of the first. We put 2 on the bottom of the first, went on to outscore them. It would have been 7-1 after they got 3. Well, yeah, it's 3-0. We ended up 9-4, so we outscored it 9-1 basically down the stretch. You have Bryson Rowland 10 strikeouts for the Cyclones, and then Bugs Meadows a 5 RBI night. You don't see that much in the bigs. Certainly in college and certainly not in high school. But 5 RBI night for Bugs Meadows. Those 2 guys were players of the game. Understandably so. Good game last night. Same 2 teams will be playing tonight in Irwin. It's church night, so we won't be there. And then we'll see where they go tomorrow. They may be a Dobbins minute. Again, a lot of rain coming in here tomorrow and Friday and clearing up for the rest of the race weekend. Baseball today. Who's playing? We're in the big leagues. Mr. Baseball joins us coming up top of the hour. You got the Cardinals in Pittsburgh today. Miami against the Mets in New York. Mets are red hot. They've won 8 in a row. They played last night. The Mets played in, it's crazy. It is this time of year. The Mets played in weather that was mid-30s with the wind chill, temperatures in the 40s, the winds whipping around at New York City Field, and so they played in mid-30s, and they won again. They'll take on Miami today. The Yankees will be in Detroit today. These are all-day games. Texas and the Cubs at Wrigley. San Diego and Athletics in Sacramento. Also today, games Baltimore and Arizona. The Reds will be in San Francisco. The Dodgers in Washington. And Houston at Seattle. Those are all day games. Night games tonight. White Sox in Cleveland. The Red Sox at Fenway hosting Toronto. It'll be a little cold tonight in Boston, I would think. The Angels will be at Tampa Bay tonight. Philadelphia and Atlanta will do it again. Braves won last night. We'll talk more about that when Mr. Baseball gets here. Sean Murphy coming off the injury reserve and had a big night last night. And so he's starting to catch fire in Atlanta. We knew it would. Minnesota, Kansas City, and Milwaukee, Colorado. Those are games tonight and today, or today and night, if you will, in Big League Baseball. We're here live again as we are on the road at Chick-fil-A. So the pineapple dragon fruit, frosted lemonade, iced tea, and Sunjoy. Get 3 different ways to do it. I think Tommy told me yesterday the June when the peach milkshakes come in for the summer. So this is the lead up to peach milkshakes. These are really good. Really, really good. Also, the Smokehouse Barbecue Sandwich, original, spicy, or grilled, available on not at all Food City, all Chick-fil-A's. We'll be at Food City on Friday. But they were Chick-fil-A. These are all Chick-fil-A's. Anyway, good baseball game last night. After a rocky start, Bryson Rowland strikes out 10, which is unheard of in a high school game. It doesn't happen very often. And then for somebody else in high school get 5 RBIs in one game, Bugs Meadows, those are 2 accolades that don't always happen in high school baseball. Doesn't happen a lot in Major League Baseball, quite frankly. 10 strikeouts in the game. He didn't go the distance. They pulled him in the 4th inning, I think it was, for Cole Krosick. So Rowland, after he walked the first 3, put himself in a hole, but again battled back, struck out the side, and struck out the side again in the 3rd, and so went on to strike out 10 total. And Bugs Meadows with 5 RBIs, beat a good Unicoi County team. It's interesting, these teams come in and play the Cyclones. They're 7-0. You know, the record doesn't match up with the quality baseball you see. Unicoi County's a good baseball team. Real good baseball team. So is Crockett. I keep talking about how their record doesn't show how good they are. And the same with Sullivan East. We'll see them next week. But that's a good baseball team as well. Andrew Smith, we'll pick his brain about the NBA. What's this Michael Malone? They fire this guy. All right, they lose 2 or 3 games. There's probably more to it. On the surface, they lose 2 or 3 games in a 4-game losing streak, and they fire the coach. Winningest coach in franchise history. They just won the NBA title, 2023, 2024? And they fire the guy? Got to be more to it. He's here. Well, he's got to be. Yep, I knew it. I could have won money. They win last night. He wears his bracelet. There you go. So he is here to talk about that, and we'll get him on right after this break. We're live here again at Chick-fil-A Johnson City. If you haven't had lunch plans, come on out and hang out with us. Good stuff. We'll take a break. Be right back after this. Big John's Closeouts on the Tom Davis Sports Show.
Oil, buy local, showing us the big oil chains. We know that. Why Big John's Closeouts?
It's only the same way of the year.
Why do you feel like separate you?
It's like they're weighing it every day. I have to freak
Well, I
out.
think there's a number of factors I think that go into that. Number one,
It's baseball time.
we're local folks. We shop with you all in other places. We go to church with you. We're involved in civic organizations with you.
Somewhere else right here at the
Money you
NBA
spend
stand.
here stays here. You know, it goes to support the payroll, and of course local taxes. As far as that goes, it also supports a lot of nonprofits as well as sports teams, Little League, softball, all kind of different things we try to support. We support all the high schools, both city and county, you know, either through, fence signs or gymnasium signs or whatever with yearbooks and the whole bit. So, what you're spending local is staying local. And also we believe, customer service. I came up through the Patey Lumber Company ranks from many years ago. 1977 is when I started. And if you didn't get up and wait on people, or you didn't speak to people, or you didn't try to help people, you wouldn't stick around very long. So you learned, that it was important not only to try to just ask people, but to listen, find out what they're trying to do, find out ways that you can help them as far as that goes. And so all that's very important to us.
There you go, folks. Be loyal, buy local, support them. Big John's Closeouts here in downtown Elizabeth with hammer high prices. Great sponsor of the Tom Davis Sports Show and Elizabeth and Cyclone Sports. Big John's Closeouts.
Everything good in your world today?
What'd you say?
Everything good in your world today?
I mean, worst lesson the other day, breathe. So
That's it.
it's pretty good.
Yeah, you got it. don't know what that is running, but I don't have anything on the screen. It's still playing, so I don't know what that is. And we say good morning to you. Broadcasting live. We're on the road again at Chick-fil-A here in Johnson City on this beautiful Wednesday. Warming up April the 9th. Happy birthday to Michael Leonard. If you ever watched the Waltons, Mama Walton's having a birthday. Still with us. She's 86 today. Dennis Quaid's having a birthday. He's 71. Funny guy. Been in several movies. Again, The Rookie being one of those. The baseball movie put out by Disney. Anyway, 71 today. Happy birthday to those two. We're here live again at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City on show number 2263, as you see on the screen. He's here. We're going to get on to him, and he's going to get on to us about the NBA. The Atlanta Braves, he's got his hat on. And probably some high school sports will be, and yeah, it'll be enough. NBA, because I want to know what's going on with Michael Malone. Why did they fire this guy from the Nuggets? He'll know this because he knows everything. Here we go. National anthem. Let's pop her in here, and then we'll come back and bring you Andrew Smith, sports writer, Johnson City Press, and the Tom Dillon Sports Show.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, yeah, and the home of the brave.
And back on the Tom Dillon Sports Show. He's here, obviously. Sports writer, Johnson City Press, Andrew Smith. Good morning, sir. How you doing?
Good morning. Doing well, Tom. Always a pleasure to be on.
Amen. Likewise. Love having you on. He's become a regular. And with good reason, because he knows everything. He is the all-knowing sports writer. Johnson City Press. Yes. Saw him in the ball game last night. Pretty good game, wasn't it?
It was a very good ball game there.
Yep. Cyclones bounce back and beat a good Unicoi County team. They'll play the same two today they'll play this one Irwin again today. So bouncing back, not again today. We played last night in Elizabethton, so they'll play in Irwin today. We'll be at church, and so won't have that game for you, but it will go on without us, and it'll be a good ball game. Unicoi County's a good team.
They are. They talking with their play-by-play man who made the trip over to Elizabethton yesterday. He said they didn't necessarily play their best ball game, especially considering how well they played against Boone last Thursday. But the good thing about baseball, gotta have a quick memory, move on forward next day, right back at it.
Today's a new day.
Today is a new day.
Win or
Always
lose,
beautiful day.
today's a new day. Hello, Keith Barnett. Just saw you a few minutes ago. Thank you for watching the show, sir. Watching the show, sir. Appreciate that very much. So, Crystal Carpenter, hello to you. Carl Wilson, Uncle Tom. Yeah, I am Uncle Tom. Hello to Reba Whitehead. Thank you, kids, for being with us. Linda Birchfield. So, Braves, good start last night. Beat the Phillies. Zach Wheeler. Again, Murphy comes off the injured list and has a big night. So, are you happy today?
Yeah, no, I mean it's it was a good game for the Braves last night. Sean Murphy, you mentioned it, just off the IL, has 4 RBI, including a big 3-run homer off Wheeler.
Exactly.
Always good to beat that team in red up there. Obviously, start of a series, you never know what can happen. Might be a slight amount of concern for Chris Sale. His velo was down last night a little bit. Might contribute to the cold, but maybe not. Who knows? Maybe a little bit of concern there, but overall, it was good to see the offense, doing well against a quality starter like Zach Wheeler. So, game 2 tonight: Taijuan Walker versus Grant Holmes. Gonna need Grant Holmes to step up for the Braves. I obviously you want to get the first one in a big division series like that.
Not good news for Ronaldo Lopez. Going to be out, 12 weeks, 3 months?
Yeah, they'll shut him down for 12 weeks and reevaluate. Underwent that exploratory shoulder surgery, and they'll check back up on him about 3 months, and who knows if he'll pitch again this year or not.
Be tough to come. Well, I guess he can come back. People have done that, but when you're on the shelf for 3 months, the total shutdown. I mean, it's
hard to ramp back up.
Well, yeah,
even if you're healthy.
And you start at stages. You can't just come back and go wide open. You got to work yourself back up. So maybe if they get to the playoffs at that point, see 3 months, it puts you
in July.
Puts you in an All-Star break somewhere through there to get him back for the second half of the season. So in the meantime, Spencer Strider going to kind of rely a little bit more on him, see if he can come back around, be ready to go. So.
I believe he's got rehab start tomorrow, and if all goes well, that should be his last rehab start before coming back. They'll probably put him around 90 pitches or so. He's looked good in his first couple rehab starts with Gwinnett, and definitely need the reinforcements at the big league rotation right now.
So that puts pressure on him, I would think.
I would think so, but he's a guy that I think kind of likes having that moment to live up to. So. I'm not too concerned, especially with how well he's looked.
Yep, because they pretty much have said, okay, we're counting on you, so you got to come back with a vengeance. So we'll see. So the Braves again will do it again tonight. Again, Holmes on the mound for the Bravos. Who goes for?
Taijuan Walker for
Taijuan
Philadelphia.
Walker will go for Philadelphia. All right, it should be a great matchup again tonight in Atlanta. So that's his team. I always want to talk about his team, and he's wearing his hat, so that means he's happy today. Usually he wears a hockey. If they're getting beat, getting drilled, he wears the little, I don't know, pick somebody, the Ontario Lumberjack hockey hat or something. So when the Braves win, he wears his hat, and I get that. All right, so NBA. Playoffs right around the corner. Who's in, who's out? Let's start with Michael Malone, the coach of the Denver Nuggets, winningest coach in franchise history. They just abruptly fired this guy with, how many games left in the regular season? They play 82?
Let's see here. They've got 4 games left in the regular season. 3-4 left.
And they're in the playoffs. Why in the world would you fire the coach at this point? What's going on?
Yeah, it certainly caught me by surprise yesterday when the reports came out. It had appeared for the past few months there kind of been a little simmerings, power struggle, if you will, between Malone and the general manager for the Nuggets. So they fired Michael Malone. Weird timing, but okay, I guess the GM won the power struggle. Then a couple minutes later, it's reported the GM's also out. So I guess maybe not. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, they in one fell swoop, they're both gone. The Nuggets are saying that they don't believe that they can reach their championship level potential with Michael Malone there this year. They feel like a new voice would ignite them. I don't know if I buy that.
Well,
I mean, the Nuggets, I'm looking at the sayings right now. The Nuggets are the 5 seed in the West. However, the difference between the 3 seed and the 8 seed is a grand total of 2 games. There's a logjam there. So to see them completely out of things is far from reality here.
So, okay, so we're not going to live up to expectations. We probably can't win the NBA championship this year, so they say. All right. Well, number one, that tells the team that there's no confidence in the team in the front office. We don't think we can do very good this year, guys. We're just going to ride it out. Oh, by the way, we're going to fire the coach. There's 4 games left. Being in sports all my life makes no sense. What would hurt to go 4 more games and make a transition going to the playoffs, that'd be kind of goofy. But at this point, if you've already told the team publicly, both them and the world publicly, I should say, you don't think you're going to win it, then why just let him ride it out? I mean, why would you can him for it?
I
think
think
you fire the GM too.
Yeah, no, I don't understand it.
No.
I mean, I think their justification of championship or bust came after the firing, but still, if you wanted to fire, like if you got eliminated, first, second round in the playoffs, and then wanted to get rid of them, I still don't know if I'd agree, but I'd at least understand the logic. Okay, we didn't live up to expectations again this year, whatever. Okay, I can at least buy what you're trying to sell me, at least a little bit. But at this juncture, I don't understand it. It feels even more weird than the Grizzlies a couple weeks ago firing Taylor Jenkins. I don't get what the vision of the Denver Nuggets ownership is right here.
Well, they're 5th seed. They're in the playoffs. It's not like they're out. So if I'm on the team and I hear my general manager or the president fire the general manager, fire the head coach, and say, we don't have what's going to take to win this year, that sure as heck doesn't motivate me much in the playoffs. Or it could be reverse psychology to get out there and say, let's prove this guy wrong. Could be that too, but either way, the four games to the end of the regular season, you can the coach and the general manager. You talking about going into the playoffs in disarray, I would think. So who have they named the coach, or have they?
I believe I can't remember off the top of my head what his name is, but one of the assistants is the interim for the remainder of the year.
Yeah. So as you said, the playoffs getting set. You've got Oklahoma City, Houston, the Lakers, the Clippers, Denver, Golden State, Memphis, and Minnesota. Those are in, and you got a couple in the bubble. Sacramento and Dallas are on the bubble. Is that correct?
Yeah, so Golden State would be the last team in the field, and then Memphis, Minnesota, Sacramento, and Dallas would be in the newfangled play-in tournament that's been for the past few years.
Yeah.
My Atlanta Hawks have been a staple in such a bracket, so I've gotten very familiar with the play-in, which they will be in again this year. So
in the East, you got Cleveland, the defending champ, Celtics, New York, Indiana, the Bucks. You got Detroit, Orlando, the Hawks, Chicago, and Miami. So who's definitely in that bunch?
I mean, the top 6, the 7 through 10, all of that's set in terms of who will be where. Believe I don't think that the Celtics can catch Boston, so I think everybody's just kind of playing it out for seeding. Cleveland through Detroit will be the 1 through 6, and then Orlando, Atlanta, Chicago, Miami will be your play-in tournament in the East this year. Toronto, Brooklyn, Philly, Charlotte, and Washington all have already been eliminated from any sort of postseason contention there. So your top 10 are set in the East.
Yep. So the playing game's one game playing, right?
Yeah, so the way it'll work is we'll take the East, for example, because it's more set in stone right now as it stands today. The 7 seed Magic will host the 8 seed Hawks. The winner will become the 7 seed and play Boston in the postseason. Then Chicago will host Miami. The winner of that game would play the loser of Orlando and Atlanta to be the 8 seed and match up with Cleveland in the postseason. So it's Adam Silver loves his tournaments, no matter how convoluted they may be.
They are.
The play-in tournament, the in-season tournament. I don't. The All-Star game became a tournament this year. Adam Silver loves a bracket, I guess. I don't know. So I'm not the biggest fan, but they don't pay me for my input at the league office there.
No, they didn't call me either. But I will say this: when you got to start refangling and doing a tournament inside of a tournament to get to the tournament to get to the playoffs, that tells me there's somebody somewhere going, our product's not very good because we got to keep reinventing the wheel to get people to watch and to create, side stories inside of the main story, if you will, to get to the playoffs. That's my take. So, because it used to be, you just play. Here's the playoffs. Here you go. So now you got playing games to get into the tournament. You had to You had a tournament back in the middle of the season too, didn't you?
Yeah, I had the in-season tournament. The All-Star game became a tournament this year, which I don't think they'll stick with that. But there's tournaments inside. We heard you like tournaments, so we put tournaments inside your tournaments for more tournaments.
Tells me all I need to know about the NBA and the fan base. I would think they probably wouldn't tell you. They wouldn't be honest with you, but I would think that would show to me that there's a drop or decline maybe in the NBA viewership or interest because you got to create all these tournaments inside of tournaments. They don't do that in March Madness. It's like, boom, here it is. And the other, baseball playoffs been pretty well set. So anyway, NBA. So in the West, who is definitely in for sure? Oklahoma City?
Oklahoma City and Houston have clinched top 6 spots. Anywhere from, the Lakers to Timberwolves could all fluctuate, the 3 through 8 seed. Sacramento's for sure in the play-in. And then Dallas will likely be the 10 seed. However, Phoenix still technically is alive there as well. So, yeah, I would expect the Lakers to probably be above the cut line, being 2 up on Minnesota with about 3 to play or so. But, weird things have happened. It's a ball that can bounce funny sometimes on that rim.
Yep, sure can. Can the Celtics repeat?
I think they can. I don't know if they will, just because we haven't had, repeat champ since the Warriors of the late 2010s. Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, but they seemed about as well equipped as any defending champ has been. Joe Mazzulla is one of the best coaches in the NBA. I think that they definitely will make a run at it. Cleveland will be tough. Cleveland's been a great regular season team all year. But yeah, Boston has a good chance as any defending champ of repeating.
My Spurs are out, aren't they?
Yeah. They are out, yep.
Yeah, they're out. So, oh well, maybe another year. I guess I need to gloat. I've gloated for Monday and Tuesday. I'll gloat one more time today. Go ahead and ask me who I picked to win the national championship.
I remember last week we talked about it. You had Florida, and the Florida Gators got it done.
I won for how many years we doing March Madness? Usually kindergartners beat me on the brackets. Seriously, I mean, it's pitiful. I can go colors. I never do good. I do mascots. I never do good. So this year I said, I'm going to go with the team that looks to be very strong. I picked them after I saw them do what they did at Tennessee. It was a great basketball team at that last game of the SEC. And so the SEC championship, to be exact. And I thought, Gators are the real deal. So, Hound Dog here, he got himself, first time ever got it right ever that I know of. Never got it right. No, I know for sure I've never got it right. So I did get this one right. So what was your take? Houston gets down there the last 2 possessions. It's been well documented. Did not get a shot off. Sampson, the coach, said it's incomprehensible not to be able to get a shot off those last 2 possessions. What did Andrew Smith think about all that?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard for me to disagree with Kelvin Sampson on that. It's hard to believe you didn't get a shot up. It might not have been your shot or a shot you wanted to take, but at that juncture, you have to get something up.
Yep.
You're down. You're down. You have to score to win or tie. So I don't know how they got that. Didn't end up with a shot off there. Feel bad for the Sharp kid. Tried to put up a pump fake, left his feet. Live ball. He knew he couldn't touch it, or they definitely would have lost. But feel bad for him. Credit to Florida for making it. Look, they would have got tough at the end there. You got to put up something. Even if it gets blocked, you got to put up something.
Probably not good English, but in my opinion, Florida out-toughed Houston, and Houston known to be a tough team, mentally tough, physically tough, and I thought last 4 or 5 minutes of the game to come from behind like they did, they out-toughed them, and I think Houston panicked a little bit there down the stretch. It was very obvious they did on that last play. It was designed pretty good, but Clayton blew the play up.
Oh, absolutely.
He chased him. Sharp came from down to the baseline. He came at the top of the key and got that pass to square up and shoot the 3. And Clayton, he was about 2 steps behind him when he came up there to get that pass. But he caught up with him, and as you saw what happened, made him alter that shot. So the Gators are the toast of the college basketball world championship, national championship. The best in America, no question. The Florida Gators this year, great tournament. So everybody now kind of switches over to baseball. Got NASCAR this weekend coming to Bristol. Baseball, college baseball, the Vols. They've got some work to do. Texas A&M got them pretty good this weekend, but again, Vitello says we're okay. So they're defending national champions, the Tennessee baseball team. So a lot of good things going on right now. Major League Baseball, your Braves won, so I know you're happy. Are you a hockey guy by chance?
I dabble in hockey a little bit. Excited for the playoffs. Obviously, Alexander Ovechkin with the record-breaking goal there on Sunday, breaking Wayne Gretzky's goal-scoring record. But, yeah, the playoffs should be fun. My Nashville Predators are nowhere near it, but,
nope.
Should be fun. Playoff hockey's always some of the best entertainment you'll get in the spring.
Predators beat the Islanders last night in overtime, but too little too late. Here right now is the current playoff matchups. It could fluctuate some, but not a whole lot. Maple Leafs and Ottawa, Tampa Bay and Florida, the Montreal Canadiens and Washington, Carolina and the New Jersey Devils. That's in the Eastern Conference. Hello, Jenny Kelly. How you doing, lady? That's a new name. In the Western Conference, Winnipeg and Minnesota, the Dallas Stars and Colorado, the St. Louis Blues and the Vegas Golden Knights, and the LA Kings and Edmonton Oilers. Those are the teams right now. That's the projected playoff matchup for the National Hockey League Stanley Cup playoffs. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. When, it's like everything else. They play 10,000 games, but when it gets to the playoffs, it really gets good because everybody tightens down. It's good hockey. And I'm not a hockey guy per se, but I do like to watch the playoffs because they beat and bang. And so, out of all those teams, who do you feel like's got a chance to win it this year?
I like Washington a lot. Obviously, just talk about Ovechkin and his record-breaking goal, but they're the top seed in the East. They've been playing well all year long. I think whoever I think they'll have a favorable first-round matchup because currently in the East, it seems like everybody's playing hot potato with the wild card at the moment. So, I think they'll have a favorable matchup there. I like them a lot. I like in the West, I like Winnipeg. I like Dallas, which they're probably going to meet in the second round. So one of them will make it to the Western Conference Finals, likely. But Winnipeg, Dallas, I guess another team in the East I kind of like. Tampa might be sneaky, make a run. They have that playoff DNA. A little bit older of a core. But should be a lot of fun hockey this year for sure. Tell you what, that first round potential matchup of Kings Oilers, it seems like we have it almost every year, but it delivers most every year too. So that should be fun again if we end up getting that for sure.
Hello, Marco Novak, new name. Thank you for watching. So, in closing here, the Predators are not in. Why not? What's wrong with Nashville? How come they didn't do it again this year? They've struggled the last couple of years. What's going on?
They had a great run last year to get in. Ended up losing to Vancouver in 6, but this year, massive underachievement. Went out last summer and got a bunch of big names: Steven Stamkos, Jonathan Marchessault, Brady Shea, and just hasn't worked. Their team speed hasn't been very good this year. The NHL is a fast-paced league, and they've certainly been slow at times. A little bit of an older core can do that. Took the core a little bit of time to gel. Mentioned the win over the Islanders last night. Definitely too little, too late. Just nothing just seemed to click. I don't know. There's rumors of Coach Andrew Burnett getting fired this offseason. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. But if he doesn't, the hot seat will certainly be turned up for both him and general manager Barry Trotz next year, I would think.
Yep. So the Predators are out. Hockey League, the playoffs start soon, do they not?
Yes, sir. Here in a couple week and a half, I believe.
Yep. And the NBA starts sooner than that, right?
Play-in starts next week, and then once they finish the play-in tournament, they'll get the actual playoffs started.
So they have a play-in tournament to get to the tournament. We've already had a tournament, the All-Star game. Then we had the other play-in.
In-season tournament.
In-season tournament and a tournament, the All-Star break, or the All-Star weekend. And now we got a play-in game to get to the playoffs now. So the in-tournament back in the regular season, that means nothing with the playoffs, right?
No. It was just
what's the point?
You play for the NBA Cup and $1 million, or I can't remember how much it is, but it was supposed to be an incentive to make the early season matter. I mean, I don't know if that's mission accomplished or not.
It's because there's no interest.
I mean, it's
got to be it. I mean, what? So what you're telling me is this in-season tournament that the Lakers wanted, didn't? Who won the thing?
No, it's the Bucks this year.
Bucks won it. So it means nothing. You know, the All-Star game in baseball used to be the winner of the All-Star game. They stopped it. That'd be the home team in the World Series.
It used to be, yeah.
So there's an incentive. So this is, you have the in-tournament, NBA in-season tournament, which you get an NBA and $1 million, and I get that. But as far as down the road with the playoff, it meant absolutely nothing.
It means nothing outside of, giving you, an extra win in the win column come standings time.
So,
but it in terms of that versus a regular season game, no.
So that tells me all I need to know. The NBA's trying to jumpstart some interest at the beginning of the season to have a in-season tournament, then the All-Star Weekend tournament, and now we got playing games to get to the actual tournament or the playoffs. So all I needed to know. That's why, you know that I don't watch it much. So I go back the other night. I went back and watched Larry Bird, Larry Live. Went back when to me it was real basketball. Was those guys? I mean, they could play, not just the Celtics, but all the teams in the NBA. So the verbiage is now that those guys couldn't play now in the current NBA. Well, my thought process is the guys now couldn't play back then. So, but anyway, that's my NBA. I go back and watch the older guys play. Now, is there incredible talent right now? Yeah, but how do you think of that? When you've got to create a tournament inside of a tournament to get people to watch it and get some interest draw, I guess that's what they're doing it for. Why else would they be doing it? Is to get interest. And for me and you sitting there talking on Wednesday morning, April the 9th, about the tournament. NBA is going, it's what we want you to be talking about. We're getting some publicity that we normally wouldn't get. So, anyway. You say the Celtics can repeat. Who else can make a run for this thing? Cleveland?
Cleveland, Oklahoma City. I begrudgingly kind of say the Lakers.
No, don't say that.
Just because, like, LeBron's still doing his thing at 40 years old. Very impressive. Having a guy like Luka there as well, who Luka makes his return to Dallas tonight, should be interesting. I know he'll get well received by the fans, considering how distraught many of them were to see him get traded.
Mm-hmm.
He'll make his return to Dallas tonight. Oklahoma City, begrudgingly the Lakers. Houston's good, but I just think they need a little more postseason experience before they can make a championship kind of run. They've been a good story to follow this year.
There you go. Are you hungry?
Yes, sir.
Get you some grub, my friend. Good job. Andrew Smith, sports writer, Johnson City Press, back here next Wednesday. You'll be here, correct?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Quick break. We'll be right back. Mr. Baseball's due to join us any minute. Josh Wallen's here. He's going to be on the screen coming up next on the Tom Dillon Sports Show. We're back. We're ready to go. Andrew Lewis, Northeast Community Credit Union. Readers are winners. Year number 2. We're jacked up to do it again this year.
We're so excited.
Yep, we are excited. And so it's a chance for these kids at Eastside Elementary, Westside Elementary, and Harold McCormick Elementary win some cool prizes for reading. What's going on?
The first 9 weeks, we're going to be giving out those cool water bottles. Second 9 weeks, T-shirts.
T-shirts with a new design.
Absolutely. New color, all that fun stuff. The third 9 weeks, we're going to have a sweet new sticker. We'll get more into that later. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Whole point is readers are winners. Year number 2 at the 3 elementary schools and Elizabethton City Schools. Thanks to Northeast Community Credit Union. They're paying for all this through their corporate sponsor, and we love them for doing that. The bottom line is leaders are readers, readers are winners. Year number 2, getting ready to get started up soon, like right now, right away, for all these youngsters, again, at Harold McCormick, Westside and Eastside Elementary. Big thanks to Northeast Community Credit Union for partnering with us to do readers are winners in Elizabethton City Schools. Back on the Tom Dillon Sports Show, here he is, ladies and gentlemen, JW.
Yes, sir.
I've got basketball cards, Larry Bird. What else you gave me? You gave me the book, Larry Bird book. What else?
I don't know. I can't remember.
I got a shrine for Larry Bird, in essence. Not really a shrine, but I got a lot of Larry Bird stuff.
Yes, sir.
Got a big old poster in my office, his determination, and has the Webster's definition, determination, and Larry Bird, a picture of him. So he takes care of me.
Yes, sir.
How's everything going in your world?
Good.
Good?
Working, raise kids.
Working like a barred mule.
Yep.
One of them kids bench pressing what? What'd you say, 375?
Yeah, he maxed out at 375. Yes, sir.
Jay Bird. We call him the J Train. Why do you call him the J Train? Well, if you go back and watch the highlights, of which we're going to play some here the next, probably play some tomorrow. We're going to be at Carter County Bank. Go back and show one of the games that he and the rest of the Cyclones did. We're 135 days away from kickoff. He looks like a locomotive. That's the name J Train. How tall is he?
He's 5'11".
5'11".
Yes, sir.
How much does he weigh right now?
240.
240. He benches 375.
Yes, sir.
Squats what?
He cleaned 525, but he can get up there.
So for those out there who don't know what does clean mean, take it.
Clean. No, clean. I mean like no help whatsoever. Clean.
He picked the weight up.
Yeah.
Puts it on his shoulder. What I mean,
it's on his back.
And he does squats.
Forrest Hope was on his back.
He does squats.
Yep.
So he put how much on his back?
525.
525 pounds on his back, and just went down to eat some, I guess, knee bends, for lack of a better term, right?
Yeah.
So
a lot of strong kids in the gym.
Yeah. So that means when he hits that football August 22nd, they better be looking out because he's coming, right?
Yeah. We've got a lot of weapons, so I just say that just be ready.
Yeah. And then Mother Wallen boys are pretty good too, aren't they?
Yeah.
Here's a guy I've never seen. Says Tommy Taylor watching. Is that not cool?
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
I have no clue, Tom.
Tommy Taylor.
Are you watching your own show?
I guess I am. That's what I was called in grade school,
Yeah.
Tommy
We
Taylor.
got to get those views, Tom.
Yeah. Tommy Taylor's watching. I don't know where he's at, but he's watching. Lisa Bradley, I know where she's at. She's in Jonesboro. So he benches 375.
Yes, sir.
He cleans.
He squats. He did a 525. That's not his max.
It is not his max?
No.
Oh, what's his max?
I don't know. We ain't maxed that out yet.
We maxed, so.
We still got a lot of time left.
He picked up, what'd you say he picked up? The curl?
He done 100-pound so deadlifts on each arm. So, and then he was repping 130-pound dumbbells.
So they don't know what. So when you say ripping, he's pick it up and curl it.
Yeah, this here from the ground,
right,
up, down, and then the 100 pounds was from the floor straight up above your head. Boom. Yep.
Bring it back down.
Yes, sir.
100 pounds, ready to roll.
Oh yeah.
Cyclone football.
Yes, sir.
The other Wallen boys, they're in the weight room too, aren't they?
Yeah, Zach and Justice. Yeah, Justice is doing good. Zach doing really good. So everybody in the gym's doing really good. Coach Sean, Forrest Holt, Jordy. So
it's exciting. Most of the schools will have spring practice probably the next 30 days. I know Elizabeth's supposed to do the end of the month and carry over in the early part of May. Then you continue to work out, and you get ready for Dead Week in July, 2 weeks. You come back, you're ready. It's on.
Oh yeah, we're ready now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you think so?
Oh yeah. Well, I'm talking about we're getting ready. Yeah. So
let's see what the countdown is. I have it. I'm pretty sure it's 135 days. This is my buddy Josh Wallen, JW, by the way, dear friend. He played drums for what group back in the day?
Oh, back in the day,
Sawyer Brown.
I done it in front of Sawyer Brown, yes sir. And now I play for my church. So.
Which is better?
Oh yeah, so much better.
Nothing wrong with Sawyer Brown at that point, but now you're playing for the Lord.
Oh yes, sir.
So what am I looking for? So you got me excited. Let's see here. I don't see him often, so he showed up.
Yeah.
Here we go. 135 days.
135 days. I get John Mitten, Dr. J, excited too. So every Friday I call two people. It's Dr. J and Forrest Holt, and we get pumped up.
Get pumped?
Yes, sir.
So it's 135 today. So we're going to go down to 133 on Friday divided by 7. Yep, 19 weeks to kickoff for high school football for everybody, not just Elizabethans. So, wow.
And it's a senior year too, so this is it.
We
got to do what we got to do.
Got to do what we got to do. It's going to be a special run.
Yep.
Daddy's down in the stands screaming and hollering. I can hear him above everybody else.
Oh yeah, well that's the way it rolls, man.
The way it rolls.
Yep.
So the Birdman. Johnny, are you a baseball card collector too?
Yeah, somewhat. I'm old school Atlanta Braves, so like Jeff Blauser, Mark Lemke, Ron Gant, Otis Nixon, David Justice,
Claudio Washington.
Yep. Who else was Terry Pendleton?
Oh,
A lot of people don't realize, he was really good. He was underrated.
He started in Johnson City.
Yeah.
When the Johnson City Cardinals got traded.
Javier Lopez, catcher for the Atlanta Braves. Yeah.
You got all the old Braves cards?
Oh, yeah. Steve Avery, John Smoltz, Tom Glavine, Greg Maddox.
There was a guy used to catch for the Braves. I loved it. Biff Pocoroba.
I've heard that. Yep.
Loved it. I used to get the craziest names. Cardinals and a guy named Diego Segui. There was another guy called Scipio Spinks. Remember that? And Biff Pocoroba. He caught for the Braves, I think for the Expos some too, if I'm not mistaken. But
One
anyway,
of the ugliest guys on the Braves team, he was a good ball player, was Fred McGriff.
Crime Dog.
Yeah.
He
can play, but man, he was
one ugly dude.
Yeah, no way.
He could stroke it though, couldn't he?
Oh yeah, I mean he was an excellent first baseman.
Yeah.
So he was overlooked because he was in that Frank Thomas and was it Jim for the Cleveland? Jim.
Jim Tomey.
Yeah, something like that.
Jim
yeah.
Tomey.
Tomey, that's it. Yeah.
Yep.
So.
Hello, Matt Allreed. How you doing, buddy? And Cody Meadows and Tyler Hensley, some folks watching. This is JW, by the way. It's Josh Wallen. Came by and say hello. And
yes, sir.
Get him some lunch. What do you like up there? What tickles your fancy?
I've been eating healthy for the last 6-7 months. I've been trying to get probably the grilled chicken. So, yeah.
Well, grilled chicken again today. It is, sir.
Yes,
Just go
sir.
tell those ladies being a guest on the show.
Yes, sir.
Thank you as always.
Yes, sir. Always.
You're a good man.
Yes, sir.
Love that guy. He's a nice one. So, JW in the house. Quick break. Mr. Baseball's in the house. He joins us coming up. Yeah. He joins us right after this time out from Big John's Closeouts on the Tom Dillon Sports Show. Sponsors of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Dillon Sports Show. Real simple. A lot of furniture stores out there. Why come shop at Cannon's Fine Home Furnishings?
One of the biggest reasons people really rave about is 95% of every piece of furniture you see in our store, you can have it tomorrow. Don't wait 6 weeks. You can have it tomorrow. We're a firm believer in having stuff in stock. We have a 31,000 square foot warehouse, which is a huge warehouse. It's actually one of the largest warehouses of any furniture store in the Tri-Cities. And it's full of furniture. And we keep it that way because we want you to be able to come in, select it today, enjoy it tomorrow. It's not the same day. Sunday, sometimes we deliver the same day. So
it's just that simple, folks. So phone number to get a hold of you is
423-543-6937.
How do we find you on social media?
Just look under Facebook, look under Cannon Furniture. It will pop up everywhere. Also on Facebook, we're running specials all during the week. You'll see maybe some of them may be limited quantities, it's short period, but they're crazy prices. Like that chest you were talking about, $147 for a chest it's a crazy price, and it'll probably be gone within a few hours. But we're always running specials like that. Our website is cannonshomestore.com. We are improving it every day. We're going to make some major changes to our website. We're excited about that.
It's all right here, folks, in downtown Elizabeth. And be loyal, buy local, by Cannon's Fine Home Furnishings. Great sponsor, proud sponsor of the Tom Dillon Sports Show and Elizabeth and Cyclone Sports. Cannon's Fine Home Furnishings. Welcome to the Tom Dillon Sports Show. We're back here ready to go. Hello to Lewis Bland. How you doing? Matt Allreed. Hello to Buddy Barton Lyon. How you doing, sir? We're joined by Mr. Baseball. Da, 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 da. How about that for music? That's pretty good.
Yeah, there you go. We've been saying I need a theme song, so you came up with one.
I've got it. I can't get slowed down enough to give it to Carrie to do it. So I got you. It's not the 2001 Space Odyssey like Elvis. I'm thinking of something else.
Probably the Three Stooges theme or something like that, maybe. I don't know.
Dude. It's interesting you would say that. So, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Was it the Three Stooges, the Three Blind Mice?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to go watch. It's funny. I'm going to go watch some curly tonight.
Okay. There you go.
Best. If I'm having a bad day, don't have many bad days. I just want to kind of get away from everything.
Yeah.
Pop in curly.
Yeah.
Whoop, 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 slightly.
Yeah.
Under the circumstance. Oh, yeah. Love it.
You know, they have people that recreate those characters and stuff. And I know a guy that does Mo.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hey, what's a big idea?
Yeah. He would do his hair. Mo, I don't know if you knew this, but he had his hair cut in such a way where he could put those bangs down, but then he could flip his hair up and you would not even know it was him.
No, he slick it back.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And so I have this friend, and he was from the town that I used to pastor in over in North Carolina. He was a director of missions up in Maryland, and worked for North American Mission Board some as well. And he does impressions of Mo.
Really?
And it is hilarious.
Oh, yeah. So
it is so funny.
Hey, what's a big idea? I love that. So okay.
Yeah. So Kenny Heath, if you're watching the Tom Taylor Sports Show, I'm talking about you.
There you go. He's over in North Carolina.
I think he's retired now, so I think he did move back to North Carolina. Yeah.
So there you go. Anyway, the Three Stooges. There we go. When you watch it, you just never know where we're going to go. So
yeah.
Three Stooges. Curly, Moe, and Larry. I was reading about Larry Fine the other night. Guy was and I never thought of this. All the slapstick and all the crazy stuff they did.
Mm-hmm.
You know, falling out of beds and stuff. He said we had to be in really, really good shape. He said so. You know, we worked out back in the day, such as you would back in the, I guess it was the 30s and 40s.
Yeah.
But the studios made them work out to a point. I don't know what workout meant. I don't think what we're doing now in the weight room, whatever, at the workout facility. But they made them be in shape because they had to. So for the punishment we gave our body, we had, because there's one of them where they're up on the second on a bunk bed and the bed collapsed and they all fall on each other. I mean,
yeah. Oh yeah.
This
gotta hurt.
It's gotta hurt. And you think, can you imagine? Say, okay, that didn't work. Take two. It's like take two. So
yeah,
it's interesting. But anyway, the Three Stooges, and it won't be Curly's song, but it's going to be close. So,
okay.
But it'll be good because it's Mr. Baseball.
Mr. Baseball.
How you doing,
right.
sir? How you doing?
Good. You doing all right?
All right, a couple of gentlemen here, right?
Yes,
well,
sir.
We like to think so.
We're
yes,
trying.
Sir. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Hello, Bill Birchfield. How you doing, sir? Your son will be with us here in a little while talking NASCAR. It's race week at Bristol, of course. Triple header, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Rain Friday, more than likely. But Saturday and Sunday going to clear out and get ready for a triple header racing. We'll see more campers coming up the interstate. So they're coming. That's a good thing because they're bringing money with them. And that's a good thing. I know this place always rocks, particularly on Saturday afternoon. This is on the line from Johnson City to Bristol. A lot of folks come right through here. Chick-fil-A, and they stay slammed. Our food cities will be at Food City on Friday. All the food cities, one in Piney Flats, one in Bluntville, the Volunteer Parkway. But you can't stir them with a stick in there. So, hello, Josh Davis. Hello to Bill Birchfield. Hello to Keith Barnett. All right, so jump here and talk some baseball. Paul Skeens, not a good outing for the Pirate Ace. Talk about that. The Cardinals roughed him up.
He's human.
He's human. Yeah. That's exactly right. He is.
So we have not seen Paul Skeens have a bad outing until now. Yeah, Cardinals roughed him up a little bit, So, because, let's face it, going into the season, everybody was saying he was the odds-on favorite to win Cy Young Award this year. And, I don't see why not after what we saw of him last year as a rookie. And he's a phenomenal pitcher, but he's human. He has days like everybody does when the breaking balls don't break like you think they should, and the fastball maybe just doesn't have as much get up and go on it as you think it should. Every pitcher struggles with that from time to time, and obviously he was having one of those days, and the Cardinals took advantage of it.
So Paul Skeen had an off day. He is human, but he had a heck of a year last year.
He did.
Absolutely.
And I look for him to bounce right back.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
One outing a season does not make.
That is correct.
Is your mother watching?
She's watching, yes.
Hello, Ev. Tom, you're so goofy. Hi, Ev. Did Ev watch the Three Stooges? Was she a Three Stooges fan?
Oh yeah, she watched Three Stooges with me when I was a kid. Yeah, she's watched it.
One of my favorite ladies.
She probably watched it when she was a kid too.
I didn't say that. Your son said that. One of my favorite ladies. I thought she was an incredibly good actress. Everybody would say, "Nah." Anyway, Mama Walton's having a birthday today. Michael learned it. She played Olivia. She is 86.
Okay.
and she's having a birthday today. Dennis Quaid's having a birthday.
Is he?
Playing the rookie.
Yeah, I like Dennis Quaid. He's a good actor.
I think he's 71 today. So.
Okay.
But
I like his movies.
But Mama Walton's having a birthday. I thought she did I thought she was an incredibly good actress.
Yeah.
So, and who'd say, what's the Waltons? I mean, I watch the Waltons all the time.
Yeah.
So I love the Waltons.
Dennis Quaid was in The Hill. Have you ever seen that movie?
Mm-hmm.
It's about Ricky Hill. It's a true story about a young man who had aspirations to play Major League Baseball, but he had a spine disorder. Had to wear braces on his legs growing up. But he did play minor league baseball. Never made it to the majors, but he could knock the tar out of the ball.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. He was a great hitter. But because of his, I guess it was a birth defect.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he was never able to break into the major leagues, but really, it's a great movie. You need to look it up.
It's called The Hill?
The Hill. It's about Ricky Hill.
Let me go to Mr. K, see if I can find it. Dig around and find it.
Yeah,
So.
Dennis Quaid plays his dad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So Quaid's having a birthday today, along with Michael Learned. We know her as Olivia Walton, and she's 86 today, and he's 71. Jackson Merrill, 10-day DL. Not a good sign for him.
Yeah, and that's not good. You know, he just signed that big contract extension, too. We talked about that last week. And then this happens, and yeah, so other guys, you know, Matt McClain's gone on the injured list, too, with a quirky hamstring that's going on with him. So you hate to see these young guys go on the injured list because, you know, these are the guys you want to see play.
Yep.
Jackson Merrill, grade A #1 star in Major League Baseball, no doubt about it. And everybody wants to see him out on the field. I hate to see guys like this hit the injured list.
Victor Robles, is that how you say it? Robles?
Yeah.
Mariners, 12-week shoulder fracture.
Oh, man, but did you see the catch?
Made a catch. Crashed
Oh,
in the
my
fence, didn't he?
goodness. Yeah, he jumped in, and it was the netting that saved him from going into the crowd. He would have gone into the crowd had he not hit the netting before he made the catch. It was some kind of catch, but it was costly. And I mean, as soon as he caught the ball, you knew he was hurt. I mean, it was like he couldn't move his arm, and he just kind of underhands the ball back in, and guys are running around the bases because they tagged up. So that was unfortunate, but yeah, you hate to see that he's messed up that shoulder. That was sad.
Ronaldo Lopez, 12 weeks, 3 months for the Braves.
Yeah. This is harder and harder for the Braves.
Mm-hmm.
It really does. I mean, so they're playing better. They're hitting better now than they were, and they're coming around. You know, the Braves are not going to finish the season like they're starting. I guarantee that. But it's been rough for them so far. So, you know, that was just bad news. That's just bad news.
So they're trying to speed up because they need him, Spencer Strider. I think it puts more pressure on him to get back quick. And when he gets back, he's really got to perform.
He does. And I think he will. I mean, you know, I saw one game that he pitched in spring training. I watched it. It was unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was lights out. And if he can continue to do that in regular season, you know, but you're right. That pressure, who knows what that pressure may do to him. I mean, he's still young. He's a good, solid major league player, one of the best pitchers in baseball for sure. But can that pressure get in his head, you know? As Yogi Berra said, 90% of the game is half mental.
That's a good point. 90% of the game is half mental. Yogi Berra, man. That's awesome. That's good stuff. Hello, Melody Murphy. Hello to Dennis Welch. Melody, that's a new name. Thank you for watching. Appreciate that. Sad news. Couple players in that nightclub fire. Again, you lose two of them. Tony Blanco and Octavia Dotel.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Tough stuff in that nightclub fire.
Yeah. And then Nelson Cruz's sister was in it as well. So, yeah, so baseball was hit hard with that news.
Yep. Down in the Dominican Republic, right?
And the ceiling collapsed in on top of them. That just a horrible way to go.
Yep. You got it. So thoughts and prayers go out to those folks and their families, to say the least. So look at the standings. We got more to talk about. Johnny Bench is coming to Bristol.
I didn't know that. I learned something on the Tom Taylor Sports Show today. I did not know that Johnny Bench was going to be in Bristol Sunday for the race.
As is Bob Kessling, the retired voice of the Vols. Both will be co-grand marshals. Johnny Bench. They're playing in June. Is that right? Am I right when they're coming? The Braves and the Reds are in June?
It's August 2nd.
There you go. I was wrong. August 2nd, the Braves and Reds are coming to Bristol to play baseball.
Mm-hmm.
So
And ticket sales, I've been told, are going very, very brisk.
So no better guy to bring in to promote it than Johnny Bench, that's for sure.
Yep. I've got his numbers here in one of these stacks of stuff. I was trying to find it. So he's coming as co-grand marshal. Bob Kessler just retires the voice of the Vols after 20-plus years. They're both going to be honored. So as co-grand marshals, and that's, everybody knows Johnny Bench, don't
Yeah. When you first said you've got his number, I thought, let's call him.
Yeah. Hey, JB, what you doing, buddy?
Yeah.
It's Curly and Mo over here at Chick-fil-A. What are you doing?
So he had a home run the first Major League Baseball game I ever went to.
Johnny Bench did?
He did. He had been on the disabled list, as they called it back in those days, because it was 1978. He had a broken ankle, came off the disabled list that day, did not start the game, but pinch hit in the 8th inning and hit a monstrous home run in Riverfront Stadium. And the catcher for the Braves that night,
Biff
Pocoroba.
I love it. Biff
Saw him
Pocoroba.
play, yes.
Where can I get a baseball card of Biff Pocoroba?
I've probably got one laying around somewhere.
I love that. Biff. You talking about a guy just as a utility. I don't know where they're having the guy. I just liked his last name.
His 1976 card, he's just in a crouch, no gear on or anything. He's got his cap on, just in a crouch. That's a great card to have. I'll see if I can find one for you. I probably got some laying around.
I'm a simple guy. The other guy, how I got into this, it's crazy. I used to like to take the toughest names and try and pronounce them. Diego Segui.
Yeah.
The guy pitched for the Cardinals, Scipio Spinks.
Yeah.
And there was a guy that was, he played for the Expos. Had a really, really crazy name. I'll think of it. A catcher for the Expos back in the day. Had a crazy name. I loved calling these guys' names. So, Diego Segui, but Biff Pocoroba.
Yeah.
Catcher of the Braves.
Yeah.
He wasn't there long, was he?
I think he played 4 or 5 years for
Oh,
him,
did he?
I believe.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think he was there a pretty good little while. He was always kind of that number 2 catcher, I think. He might have started maybe one or two seasons, but he was usually, I think he backed up Bruce Benedict some, maybe, after Bruce Benedict came along. But yeah, he was there a few years in Atlanta. I think you're right. He might have played for Montreal for a little while too.
There's another guy, Mel Stottlemyre. Just
Yeah.
like to say his name.
Oh, yeah.
Back in the day. In fact,
Yeah.
they had a wiffle ball, a Mel Stottlemyre wiffle ball back in the day.
Yeah, cool.
All right, let's take a look at the standings. Again, he'll say 50 games before we get serious about this, but
Yeah.
it's 12, 14 games into this. Toronto leads the East, half game over the Yankees.
Mm-hmm.
Red Sox are 500, Baltimore under 500, Tampa Bay's in the cellar. Any surprises there?
No, not really. I mean, Toronto's went out and gave Vlad Guerrero Jr. that big extension, $500 million extension.
Yeah.
Literally, you say it like that. You say it 500 million or $500 million. It's the same thing. What was it?
It's a lot of money.
14 years.
14 years.
Yeah, $500 million for 14 years.
So, all right, so stop right there. I had this discussion on the Monday show.
Yeah.
And I had yesterday with Brendan we were at Milligan yesterday. So, how do they keep paying this? Oh, I was talking to Tommy Tipton, who owns Chick-fil-A. I said, all right, you signed me for 14 years for $500 million to make fries at Chick-fil-A. And I burned my hand. I can't work.
Yeah.
But you're still going to pay me.
Yeah.
I said, how does that work? How do they can they continue? NFL giving all these guys guaranteed contracts, NBA guaranteed. So if they get hurt, and there's a 50-50 chance they will, they still get paid.
Yeah.
So if the attraction to have somebody come to watch a ball game, for in this case the Toronto Blue Jays, is Vladimir Guerrero Jr., and he's hurt, Tom's not going to drive to Cincinnati and watch him because he's not in the lineup. So there's money that's not potentially going to be spent to go see him. Am I making sense? I mean, how do you guarantee these guys money? And if you get hurt, you still got to pay them.
You still do.
But the fan popularity and the drawing card for fans to come watch him in the ballpark ain't going to happen because he ain't going to be there at the play. So how do they keep?
Yeah, so you take a hit for sure, but they also take out insurance policies on those big contracts. And they have an insurance policy on him. If he gets hurt, it will pay his salary.
So the insurance policy does it. See?
The insurance policy.
I just learned that on the Tom Doe Sports Show.
Yes. Now, teams generally do not do that for one-year contracts, no matter how big it is. But for the longer contracts, like we're talking here 14 years, guarantee they have a huge insurance policy on that will continue to pay him if he goes down. And that money does not come straight from the club.
I did not put it right here. I did not know that.
Yes,
all
sir.
these years, so I've been going on about the money. Now I know. insurance companies paying for it on these multi-year contracts.
Yeah.
So why would they take a chance on that? Because there's a 50-50 shot they're going to get hung out for that.
It is.
And they are.
Probably some steep premiums on it, I imagine. I'd say these teams are having to pay them quite a penny to get those insurance policies, but they do it. Somebody does it.
So when you sign Greg Salyer to a long-term contract, there's a 50-50 shot he's going to get hurt, something's going to go wrong, he can't play. So I'm going to be on the hook for a big chunk of money to pay this guy. So what's in it for the insurance company, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't know.
The premium from the ball
must be the premium.
From the team?
I'm sure it's got to be high. If it's going to cover $500 million, you know it's a high premium.
Hello, Heidi Ennis, E-N-N-I-S, it's a new name. Thank you. Tyler Hensley, Melissa Nelson, Becky Muncie down in Union County. Hello, lady. How you doing? Your grandson is a heck of a catcher, I can tell you that. J.D. Hooks is a really good catcher for Elizabethton. Pam Reichenberg, Joanne Williams, Melody Murphy, that's a new one. Josh Davis, hello, sir. Bill Birchfield. Bart Lyon, we know him. Lewis Bland, thank you all for watching the show. We're here at Chick-fil-A. Hello, Tom Books, B-O-O-K-S-S Books. Vista Clark, thank you all. This right here will set you free, folks. I'm telling you. The frosted pineapple dragon fruit.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like a smoothie.
Got to try one of those.
I want you to take one today, please.
Okay.
Get one today, but you go to eat in a minute. In the Central, Detroit game better than Kansas City. Cleveland, Minnesota, White Sox and the Steelers expected. Any surprises there early?
No. So I was surprised Minnesota started off as cold as they did. They started off atrocious. I mean, it was bad. So they're going to be better than that, I believe. But I could totally see that division finishing in that order.
In the West, the Angels and Texas are tied for the lead right now. Houston 5-6, Athletics are 5-7, Seattle 4-8. Any surprises?
Well, yeah, I'm a little surprised Seattle's 4-8 because I thought they would. I still think they're going to be better than that. I know they will be. They're going to contend for that division before it's over. But I think Texas is going to be better than a lot of people originally thought they were. I think that's one thing we need to think about. I think I may have overemphasized the Astros. They maybe are not going to be as good as I thought. I mean, we're not 50 games in yet. At 50 games, I'll tell you what I think. But, you made me pick before, and I think I picked the Astros a little high in that division. But, yeah, I think, the other teams are pretty much showing us what they got.
I got him set up. He said, Tommy, don't talk to him until the 50th game. He's already dooming and glooming the Astros. I love it.
Nah, they'll be fine.
In the East, Mets, National League East, played yesterday in 30-degree temperatures.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, the polar bear was playing in his element, I guess.
And they won 8 in a row. It worked.
Yeah, he was eating the fish yesterday.
So they played the winds. Let's see, the temperature was 40. The wind chill was 30 degrees in New York in that game yesterday.
Yeah.
The Mets 8-3. They're a half game better than the Phillies. In comes Washington, Miami, and the Braves in that order. So
yeah, the Mets are one of the hottest teams in baseball right now. I mean, they're playing really well.
So today for the Braves, it is Grant Holmes going against Taijuan Walker tonight in Atlanta. This should be a good game.
It will be a good game. Taijuan Walker had a fantastic first outing.
Yeah.
I mean, he couldn't have asked for a better game than he threw that first time out. So we'll see what he's got for the Braves.
In the Central right now, Cubs game and a half better than Milwaukee. Cardinals, Reds, Pittsburgh. Reds not starting out so hot, are they?
Yeah. So the Reds did something that had not been done since 1960. And that was lose 3 games in a row with the score of 1-0. That had not been done since the Philadelphia Phillies did it in 1960.
65 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they did. They lost 3 games in a row by a 1-0 score. They were shut out 3 games in a row. Their pitching has been excellent. I mean, let's face it. They got 3 guys that got losses that gave up 1 run.
Yeah. That's cool.
And their pitching right now is as good as any in baseball, but their hitting is not. And they've got to figure that out. So Matt McLain's now gone on the injury list. That happened yesterday. Will Benson has been brought up from AAA because he has been tearing it up in AAA. So they brought him up, and we'll see what happens.
In the West, the Padres are a half game better than San Francisco. The Dodgers are human. They're in third right now, but they're only half game out, so they're right there. Then comes Arizona and Colorado, so
Yeah.
pretty good start for the Padres, to say the least.
Yeah, so the Dodgers, they've hit hard times finally. They started off, I think, 8-0, and then had a loss, and then we're at 9-1 or something. Or we're 9-1 now. They're 9-4. The interesting about San Francisco, the only team that's beat them right now is the Reds.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the Reds lost that first series 2-1, so they got one win out of that first series, and then they've gone to San Francisco and won the first two games of the series there. So they play again at like 3:45 today to see if they can sweep the Giants. But yeah, so far the Reds are the only team to beat the Giants. The Giants are playing really good. They're playing really well.
Trying to find the press release. I had the darn thing. So when I get over here and I start shuffling things around, which drives me nuts, I need a desk.
Yeah.
I need a studio. That's what I'm working on. We'll start doing this, I think, all the time in the studio and split the FaceTime with you and whoever else I have. Right here it is it not? Yep, there it is. On the original stack I should have looked in to begin with.
Okay.
So, all right, here we go. Coming to Bristol Motor Speedway on Sunday is Johnny Bench. All right, called the greatest catcher of all time. Would you agree with that?
Oh, absolutely.
14-time All-Star, 10-time Gold Glove winner. Remember the Reds Hall of Fame, Major League Hall of Fame. Bench 2,048 hits, 389 home runs, 1,376 RBIs in his career. 2 World Series crowns in the mid-'70s. He's going to be there on Sunday as a co-grand marshal, along with Bob Kessling, the retired voice of the Volunteers Tennessee Vols. So, pretty cool way to start it at Bristol Motor Speedway on the Food City 500. So, do you have your tickets to go see the Reds and Braves yet?
I do not.
Yeah.
I need to get those, but I do not. So
August the 2nd. Look at him. Look,
August
Birchfield's
the
on him.
2nd.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Mr. Cincinnati Red here don't have his tickets yet.
Yeah, I do not.
So when's your birthday?
August 16th.
See, your wife could buy you these tickets. Would
For my birthday.
Would she go?
Yeah, she'd go. She likes baseball.
Wendy does?
Yeah, she'll go.
There you go. Wendy, if you're watching, or your mother is, so have your mother go behind the scenes, tell your wife to get you tickets for your birthday, go see the Reds and the Braves, August the 2nd in Bristol.
Yeah.
It's going to be a pretty cool thing.
It will be cool. It will be cool.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
I think I'm going to get up there. I'm going to take it in myself.
Yeah, I work with a guy that's told me he's going to be in a suite. He's already got that worked out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he knows somebody.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, I know he didn't have the money to do it, but he knows somebody.
So if you don't know what we're talking about, Bristol Motor Speedway is going to reconfigure the infield. We're going to let Jeff talk about this in a minute, Mr. NASCAR. And so they're going to reconfigure the infield of Bristol Motor Speedway to make it a baseball field and have a baseball game, a legitimate, it counts baseball game. The Reds and the Braves on August the 2nd, so of this year. Tickets are on sale at the Speedway, and I understand they're going pretty good. So the Battle of Bristol, we were part of that. That was the biggest college football game ever. So they're billing this as the biggest baseball crowd ever.
Okay.
And I don't know. He'll know. Mr. Birch will know how big, with the seating
how many
arrangement.
seats there'll be. I do not know.
You don't know? We'll make it up. So he'll make it up. Tom, 842,000. Sounds good to me.
Well, one of the biggest Major League Baseball games, I think, I know they had one in the Los Angeles Coliseum one time that was over 80,000.
Yep.
But I don't know exactly how many there was there. I think that's the biggest, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Trying to read this, see if they're going to say what.
Jeff confirmed me. That was the biggest attendance ever.
Trying to scan
but
this.
Yeah,
real
if you
quick
get
and
Johnny
see.
Bench's phone number, the race is not until 3 o'clock or something like that?
Yeah, we call John. Yeah.
So he can come over to my mom's house for lunch Sunday. I'll
There you
invite
go.
him.
She could make the
Cherry O cream pie.
Johnny Bench would go nuts.
Johnny Bench would come for the cherry O cream pie.
Absolutely.
I guarantee it.
I can sell him on that. JB, you need to come. Mama Salyer's cherry O cream pie will set you free. Make a bulldog break his chain.
That's exactly right. And we know he's watching the Tom Taylor Sports Show today.
Absolutely.
So he's going to hear his invitation right there.
Yeah. You know who was watching the other day? I guess it was You're going to laugh. Sean Casey.
Really? Was he really?
Yeah, it said Sean Casey was
Wow,
watching.
awesome.
So, and I don't know if it's the Sean Casey, but
Yeah, could be.
could be.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Oh, 115,300.
That's what they're hoping to get up there?
No, that was the one at the Los Angeles Coliseum. Okay. Red Sox and the Dodgers.
Well, if they have the regular seating up there for the baseball, for the track.
Oh, yeah.
It should be 150-some thousand.
Yeah, it
to
would
pack
be.
it out.
It would be.
Mr. Birchfield will know that.
Mr.
So.
Birchfield can.
Are you
find
hungry?
those things.
by the
Yes,
way?
sir, I am.
All right. Get you. Here's what you're getting.
The
A
dragon-
frosted. Don't say dragonfly. I said dragonfly the other day. Lady said, what? I said, I'm sorry. It's my
Make it up.
brain.
Go get those dragonflies in the back. Make
Yeah.
me a frosted.
Can you give me a frosted dragonfly, please? Get a little pineapple juice
That
on
might
it.
not be so good.
No, this thing's like a smoothie. I'm telling you, this thing is really good. Everybody I've had try it, man, it gets hooked. Now he'll come over and say, I can't stand it. So he'll be the.
You know, it's got ice cream in it. There's no way I'm going to say I
That's
can't
it.
stand it.
That's it. It'll set you free.
Yeah, it's
All right.
awesome.
See you next week.
Yes, sir.
All right, quick break. He's here. Mr. NASCAR is with us next. Jeff Birchfield. Tony Sparks is here. Tony said, I'm not talking today. My agent said not this week. I said, okay. So. But Mr. Birchfield is, because it's race week at Bristol next on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
All right.
We're talking to Sherry Holtzclaw, one of our great sponsors, the Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. A lot of jewelry stores out there. Why the Jeweler's Bench?
So everything is done in-house. Nothing gets sent out. We do ring sizing, necklace repairs, replace stones, shorten bracelets, necklaces. We repair silver jewelry. There's not a lot of jewelry stores that will repair silver jewelry. So we're one of the ones that do. Occasionally watches, we do some watch repair. Some of it we do have to send that out occasionally, but I let you know when I do, so it doesn't go out without you knowing about it.
Watch batteries. They replace a lot of watch batteries. Again,
Every day.
Yes. John Holtzclaw is one of the few jewelry repair people in the area. There's not many of them left, so they do jewelry repair here. Remember that. They ship all over the country. The website is?
JewelersBench10.com.
The hours you're open are?
Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 6, and then Saturday, 9:30 to 2.
All right. And social media, where do we find you?
Facebook and Instagram.
And the phone number is?
423-542-5600.
Be loyal, buy local. It's a mom and pop store. Been here for a long time here in Elizabethton, serving not just Elizabethton, but the entire Tri-Cities and really anywhere in the country. The Jeweler's Bench, proud sponsor of the Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, he's here with the John City Press, Mr. NASCAR Jeff Birchfield. Do you know Bill Birchfield by chance?
I do.
He's watching.
I know him pretty well. That's my
That's your daddy. That's your daddy. There you go. Now, he's a big NASCAR guy, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
What you told me before, was it Davey Allison? Who do you like?
Well, family would mainly like Bobby Allison
Bobby
growing
Allison.
up,
Okay.
but then my brother, he's a Darrell Waltrip fan, so he's always got to be cantankerous.
Got to always go against the grain, doesn't he?
He does. My brother likes Duke. I like Carolina. I mean, come on.
So you have the boys are coming to town. I see more campers going up the road, which is great for the economy, great for the area. Rain's probably going to get them Friday. Looks like a lot of rain for the truck race, but they can still run it under the lights, whatever. Saturday and Sunday, weather-wise, if you out of towners thinking about coming to town, come on, because the weather's supposed to be really good. It's going to be cool. It's going to be in mid to upper 60s, a little bit of wind, but Saturday and Sunday for the Xfinity race on Saturday. Sunday, the big race, of course, the Food City 500. Looks like weather's going to be great for those.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. And I haven't seen much of a chance of rain at all for them,
No.
so that's good.
Yeah, you got it. So hopefully have a huge crowd. Johnny, we talked about this earlier. Johnny Bench is coming. Bob Kessling's coming, the co-grand marshals for the race on Sunday. It's a pretty big deal.
It is. I actually talked to a World Series winning catcher with the Cincinnati Reds last night.
Jeff Reed.
Yeah, I covered Providence Academy.
Yep.
Probably the best high school baseball team in our area right now.
Caught a perfect game with the late Tom Browning from
Yep.
the Cincinnati Reds. He caught the perfect game. So, and he's now coaching in our area at Providence Academy. You're exactly right. And they have a whiz-bang team, don't they?
They really do. They're really good.
Yep, they are good. So, they're here. Let's go back to last week to Darlington. Denny Hamlin gets his 5th win at Darlington. I think it's number 56 in his career, if I'm not mistaken. 2nd one this year. So, how did things go to Darlington? Go as expected, in your opinion?
Well, I guess Denny Hamlin winning wasn't totally unexpected, but, William Byron actually dominated that race. He led both the first 2 stages all the way through there. They got a little bit behind with the pit strategy. It's hard on those crew chiefs to know exactly when to pit and stuff because tires make so much of a difference there at Darlington. So they got a little bit behind, then ended up, Ryan Blaney looked like he was in the perfect shot to win the race, and then, they get into a little bit of trouble there. He gets caught up when Bubba Wallace gets into Kyle Larson and gets Ryan Blaney, sort of messes his race up, and so Denny wins the race out of pit road and wins it, and Byron charges up to 2nd, but wasn't quite able to get to Denny there.
So Hamlin nails it down, so he's got 2 wins. So he's pretty much locked himself in the playoffs, right?
Yeah, he's definitely in the playoffs at this point.
Hello, Jonathan Morton. Hello to Michelle Folsom. That's a new name. Hello to Brenda Blevins. Hello to Betty Clark. Hello to Vicky Talaferio, Sheila Carroll. Michelle, we said hello to you. Trish Staniszewski. I know I butchered that name, and I'm sorry. Jessica Braun, how are you? Charles Massey. Thank you all for watching the show. Appreciate you very much. And Austin Nisley just tuned in for the first time. Nissley. Austin Nisley. All right, they're coming to Bristol. Triple header, truck races. Talk about that Friday truck race in town. Who's doing well in the truck series right now?
Well, Corey Heim started out the season 1 at Daytona. Daniel Hemrick, he's been sort of on a roll as of late. He's driving that 19 truck that Christian Eckes drove last year and won at Bristol with. Of course, the big news in the truck series is going to be Kyle Larson, running all 3 series. And, of course, Kyle, last time out in the truck series at Homestead, he ended up winning the race down there.
So he's going to do all 3. Busch came up for 1 year and won all 3 in the same year, which is unheard of, isn't it?
Yeah, he's done that twice. He did it in 2010, 2017, but he's the only guy to ever do that at any track, so that's a pretty impressive feat.
Yeah, and so folks out there who are not really tuned into NASCAR, on Friday night truck race, Kyle Larson, in this case Kyle Busch we're talking about, had a totally different team. You're driving a truck, you win that race. Saturday, it'll be the Xfinity, back to the Busch Series, but you'll be in the Xfinity Series, a different crew, different team coming over the wall to change your tires and all that than you had on Friday night, and you win. In a different trucks on Friday, an Xfinity car on Saturday. Then on Sunday, the big boys, a totally different team, totally different set of crew members. And so to win 3 races, it's almost like, and we talked about this when it happened, you and I did, because he's been with me since virtually day 1, which I appreciate very much. But back when he did it, it's almost like being a quarterback at 3 different teams on 3 different nights and winning the Super Bowl on 3 different nights.
Yeah, I mean, in one sense, it'd be like that, and then you've also got to factor in their different vehicles. So each of them drive a little different. They don't all drive just the same. Which is, of course, that's Kyle Larson's strength because he drives everything from a wing sprint car to a stock car. So he's definitely versatile, in that regard.
And drives them all very well, too.
Drives them all very well. A lot of guys have driven, like Casey Kane, for example, won in NASCAR. He won like in the midgets, out west, but now he's really struggled in the World of Outlaws. He's yet to win a race in the World of Outlaws. Kyle Larson will show up, and he's won already a couple times this year. I think maybe 2 out of the 4 times he's shown up, he's won.
So he'll be there Friday night for the truck race. On Saturday, the Xfinity Series. What's the story there? What's going on in Xfinity right now?
Well, Xfinity, Brandon Jones, he got a much-needed good run, down there at Darlington. So he's been struggling really the last couple of years. But, I mean, that should be a great race. Got Justin Allgaier, in there. Cole Custer actually won the race last September, but he's, moved up to the Cup Series now. But that should be a very entertaining race. Obviously, Larson's going to be a favorite in that as well, driving the Hendrick cars,
And on Sunday, the Cup boys are up there ready to roll. So who's hot right now in the Cup? Obviously, Denny Hamlin, pretty hot.
Yeah, obviously Denny Hamlin's been the hottest the last couple of weeks. Before that was his teammates at Joe Gibbs Racing. Christopher Bell won 3 races in a row. But, you know, you've got a lot of guys I think will be contenders. You know, Chase Elliott and William Byron are 2 guys that have never won at Bristol but have run well there. And in a way, I wouldn't be surprised to see one of those guys come out on top.
So, sitting on the pole, I'm going to get your take on how big sitting on the pole is at Bristol. Denny Hamlin, active guys. He's got 4, Kyle Busch 2, Alex Bowman, Ryan Blaney, Christopher Bell, Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson, Eric Jones, and Joey Logano, all with 1 each. How important is it to sit on the pole at Bristol?
I mean, it's a big deal for your team and for the publicity they get on Saturday, but it's really not translated all that often into, you know, winning the race.
Which is where I'm going. The active Bristol winners, Kyle Busch has 8, Denny Hamlin 4, Brad Keselowski 3, Kyle Larson's won twice, Joey Logano twice, Chris Buescher has won once. Let's see, Hamlin's the defending champ of the race from last year, right?
Yeah, sure is.
And so Kyle Busch is struggling. That's my guy. He finished 10th this week in Darlington, so could this be the place he could break it out and get him a W?
It could. I mean, Richard Childress Racing's not been the strongest at Bristol the last couple of years, but, you know, Kyle Busch, he's always a contender. It seems like, other than last fall, what really wasn't very good, but I think, you know, they should be a lot better this time around at Bristol.
You've covered the Bristol track for how many years? You've been up there covering for the paper?
Oh, gosh, I guess first started doing part-time with the Elizabethan paper about 94, so
there you go.
30 years now.
30 years. He's covered NASCAR at Bristol Motor Speedway. So you've seen all the transitions, dirt, under the lights, concrete, asphalt, on and on, all the different configurations. So you look at people who still say, well, wish you had racing back in the way it was in the old days. So what are they exactly talking about? I mean, that was before I was around here. I was up there at the track for 20 years myself, but so they keep saying, we wish to go back to the old days, the old ways. What are they talking about?
Well, when they reconfigured, or didn't really reconfigure, but they had to do some repaving, and they did change, you know, the banking, some of the stuff on the track, like in 2007. Before that, the cars were mainly run like on the bottom groove, and to pass somebody, you basically had to bump them out of the way. You know, then it got where everything shifted to the top, and then the top was so dominant. And then they've changed the track a little bit again with the PJ1, the resin they would put down, and that made it where it's more side by side, and in my opinion, better racing and all. But, you know, one thing you don't see as many wrecks. Part of that's the track, but a big factor in that are the cars. Those, just the way those next-gen cars are built and stuff, you just don't have those cars spinning out like you did the old cars.
Hello to Cheryl Nolte. That's a new name. Thank you for watching. David Steffens. Let's see. Heather Esposito. Thank you. Kay Newton. Thank you. Bob Varner. Thank you. Jonathan Pace. Thank you. So they put the resin on the track at Bristol. Is that a good thing that they've not always done that? Is that good? You like that or not?
I like that. Now, last year, and it's a little different, the resin and the PJ1. The resin's what a lot of people were blaming last year for all the tire problems, because it's a little different compound than the PJ1, which I apparently went back to in September. And, of course, then you didn't have any tires blowing out or anything. It made an incredibly boring race, you know, because it's so... you know, dominant by Kyle Larson, led like 462 laps, you know, and I know people say, well, there's some racing in the back, but, you know, most people are going to be watching toward the lead and all that, but, you know, and the shame about Bristol, you were talking about having a weekend, you may have a fantastic truck race, a fantastic Xfinity race, and if the Cup race doesn't deliver, then everybody, oh, that's a terrible racing at Bristol this weekend.
You're right. So the resin is needed or not needed? If you could wave the magic wand, would you say don't need it or do need it?
Shoot, I'd put it on there, you know. I like the fact when those tires were coming apart last year. Maybe not to that extreme, and I'm sure the teams would figure it out where it's not to that extreme. But, I mean, you want tire fall off, and you want that as part of the strategy. You know, we were just talking about that at Darlington. That's what made that Darlington race more interesting this past weekend.
We talked last week about Jesse Love's going to get his career started at Bristol. Is that a good thing for him? Is it going to be a tough thing to learn Bristol and at the same time be out there for his first Cup race?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a tough place to start your first Cup race, but I do think it's a good thing for, you know, Jesse Love. So I think he'll be. I definitely think he'll be a future star in this sport. Same way I think we mentioned a guy you was asking me in the truck series. I think Corey Himes and other guys got a bright future in this sport.
So you look at the first-time Cup winners at Bristol. Starting 27th back in 2002 was Kurt Busch. Starting 38th back in 2001 was Elliott Sadler. Ernie Irvan did it back in 1990. Rusty Wallace did it in 1986, and a guy by the name of Dale Earnhardt, his first Cup race was at Bristol. He won it in 1979.
Pretty good list to be on a part of right there.
Wow. I didn't realize Earnhardt won his first race ever. First Cup race was at Bristol. No wonder he loved the track.
Yeah, sure did. He won 9 times there, overall, as did Rusty Wallace, who, like you said, he won his first race there in 86.
So you look at the record, Walter won Bristol 12 straight races. They still race twice a year at that point, so he won 6 years.
Well, no, he won 7 in a row, but he won 12 times overall.
That's right. Yeah. I'm sorry, 7 in a row, but 12 times overall. So he won 7 consecutive Bristol races. Is that one of those will never be broken?
I don't think it will be, and that Junior Johnson team was so good, during that time. Like Darrell's pointed out before, it's hard to just finish 7 races in a row at Bristol, let alone win 7 in a row. 7
straight races at Bristol Motor Speedway. Darrell Waltrip, DW, boogity, boogity, boogity. So I don't think that will be broken because, it's so hard to win at Bristol anyway.
Yeah, and I think Darrell's one of the most underrated drivers of all time. He was a fantastic, great driver back in the day, but unfortunately a lot of fans remember him from the 90s when he didn't have very good equipment, when he's struggling just to stay on track. But, back in his day, I'll be honest, I think in the 80s style race cars, 1980 style, before they changed over and the cars became a little more bulletproof in the 90s, I think Darrell Waltrip was every bit as good, if not better, than Earnhardt. As a matter of fact, he's the winningest driver in the 1980s.
Really?
Yeah, he was one of those guys who, it's sort of the transition period, where you're still having to take care of the equipment and you just couldn't run wide open all the time like you could later on. And, Darrell was really good at that. Another race he excelled at was the World 600 down there at Charlotte. He'd often win when guys would fall out in the last 100 miles.
So I think you could say Waltrip was flamboyant, controversial maybe. He would run that, I guess they would say in the pits he'd run that mouth a lot. But on the track, the guy could drive a car, couldn't he?
Oh, he was great. He definitely had the nickname Jaws Cal Yarborough gave to him, So, he definitely liked to brag and stuff back in the day. And he was different, because a lot of those guys like David Pearson and Bobby Isaac and even Richard Petty to an extent, they never did really say anything controversial much,
Waltrip, 12 victories and 52 starts, including 8 straight, 78, 79, 81, sweep, 82, sweep, 83, sweep, 84, 86, 89, and 92. Crazy stats of this guy. And, of course, let's see, here's 12 drivers who won consecutive races at Bristol. Waltrip, Fred Lorenza, David Pearson, Bobby Allison, Carol Yarborough, Richard Petty, Dale Earnhardt, Alan Kowicki, Rusty Wallace, Kurt Busch, Kyle Busch, and Brad Keselowski. That's a pretty impressive field, too.
That is an impressive field, for sure.
I got enough stats over here to talk for days about Bristol. I pulled it off Jayski, which is a really good website, jayski.com. If you're looking for a website that would give you a lot of information about NASCAR in general, we'll plug Jayski. They do a good job. JAYSKI.com, Jayski. So you're going to go up there. Trucks, they get on track on Friday, weather permitting, because we got some rain coming on Friday. But Friday night's truck race, Saturday's Xfinity, Sunday is the Food City 500. So who do you like? Who's a dark horse? Who do you think? Give me 3 drivers you feel like can win the Food City 500 and a dark horse.
3 drivers can win. I'll go with the obvious ones first. Obviously, Kyle Larson is dominant as he was last fall, particularly if they have pretty much the same tire combination. He'd obviously have to be a favorite. I'm going to say guy's never won at Bristol, but he's been close to winning this year. Just seems like he can't get that luck, and that's Ryan Blaney. I think he's got a good shot, and I'm going to go with William Byron. I think I picked first this year as I did last year. He's my championship pick, and I think, he's a guy who's never won at Bristol, but he's, traditionally been pretty strong there.
Kyle Busch?
Kyle Busch should, I guess at this point, you'd almost call him the dark horse with the way Richard Childress Racing's been. But yeah, he'd definitely be a dark horse pick.
So it's not him as a driver; it's the equipment he's in. Is that right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Kyle Busch, he won. I didn't realize this till I saw a little back. He actually won a championship in a little dirt midget car that they race over at Millbridge Speedway, like in North Carolina. He was track champion in his class there, and that's a car he'd never really driven before. He got started recently, and so he's doing that. He's racing with his son over there.
If he doesn't have a good year at RCR, if it doesn't pick up and change, you see him leaving, Richard Childress going somewhere else?
Well, I mean, it depends a lot on sponsorship and opportunities. That's what happened at Joe Gibbs Racing. He lost the sponsorship, and that's one reason that he's, wasn't able to get that opportunity, I guess, to stay in that 18 car.
Lost the M&Ms, not who lost?
Yeah,
sure M&Ms, right. So the sponsor drives the car, so to speak, as far as who you're going to run for. And so he still has gas in the tank?
I think he does. Yeah, he's not that old of a guy, and I mean, he really should be in his prime as a driver right now. So, in a way, it's a shame that that car's not been stronger because, where he can showcase his talents a little more.
He's been with Rick Hendrick early in his career. He's been with Joe Gibbs. Now he's with Richard Childress. So it's a big if, we're not saying it, but if there is a change, what team could possibly pick up Kyle Busch down the road somewhere?
Well, if for Kyle Busch's sake, he'd want it to be Team Penske. That's probably the other, he's already been, like I said, with Gibbs and Hendrick. So, he would, I'm sure like to be part of that. I could see him honestly going to Trackhouse racing at some point, which they've not been performing at the level they were a couple years ago, but I think they definitely have a lot of potential with that team.
We've got personal appearances. Ross Chastain's going to be in Piney Flats this week. We got Tyler Reddick's going to be in Blountville on Saturday for an hour for the first 200 folks. So we'll see more and more of those popping up, these personal appearances. So
yeah, Joey Logano also is going to be at the Hard Rock Casino on Saturday morning early.
There you go. So these guys, do they like doing this? I know they do whatever. We see them here in Bristol. Now next week they're off, and then the following week, wherever they'll be, they're doing the same thing. So these guys get tired of going out and meeting the fans?
Well, I think it depends how many of those they have to do, how demanding the sponsors are. I'm sure, they're on the road, but they're not on the road as much as they used to have to be because, these race weekends are shorter than they had to, and they don't have as many appearances like they did, years ago. And that a lot of it, I'm sure, just depends on the individual, and the attitude they take toward that.
So the Food City Race Night used to have downtown Bristol. That's gone, right?
Yeah, they don't have one of those this year. They had a little thing in downtown Bristol last year at the Chamber of Commerce, but that don't have anything that I'm aware of this year.
Yeah, so that's from the old days, as they say, that's gone away. Where they have all the drivers downtown and have all these giveaways and all these corporate folks passing out samples of their food and all that, and so all that's gone. So it's really coming to town, a few personal appearances here and there, and then it's buckle down and go, right?
Yeah, and that's unfortunate. I mean, like you were talking, how big the Food City Race Nights used to be. Matter of fact, the year Alan Kowicki was killed in the plane crash, they're flying back from the Food City Race Night in Knoxville, that year. So used to have a huge one in Knoxville every year and a huge one up here, either in Bristol, a lot of times downtown. I remember them holding it in Meadowview, a time or two, and I mean, used to be just such a big deal.
I can remember back in the day they had it at J. Fred Johnson Stadium. Remember that?
Yeah.
Way back in the day, over in Kingsport. Then he moved to Meadowview. Then he took it up to
State Street
in Bristol. So it's been well received, very popular. But again, they're not doing them as of now. At least not this year. They may bring them back, which I'm like you. I think it'd be cool if they did, but that's above my pay grade. So. We do know one thing, they're coming to town. Are you hearing anything about ticket sales right now?
I have not heard anything about ticket sales. I'll be honest, I haven't on that.
Yeah, and they kind of hush-hush it, and I get that. So, and in the spring, we know the weather's always so prevalent as to making these last-minute folks jump in the campers and come to town. But, there is rain Friday, I'm not going to lie to you, but Saturday and Sunday, Xfinity Cup race should be great weather.
Yeah, it should be great weather for sure. And I hope when people are in town, they'll pick up a copy of our special section we had come out today in all of our newspapers.
Good segue. Just had to get that right in there, didn't it? That's good. So that's good.
Yeah, Johnson City Press, Kingsport Times News, Jonesboro Herald and Tribune, the Irwin Record, or the Mountain City Tomahawk. You got your options.
Got them all there, right? The
yeah.
tab, so the pull-out tab, the NASCAR tab. It's good. So. Hello to Marla and Randy Boyd. Hello to David Steffens. Hello to Jill Taylor. no relation, but a great last name that I know of. Jackie Mitchell, Tom McDonald, Brad Phelps, Karen Covino, and Linda Cook. Thank you all for watching the show. We're here again at Chick-fil-A at Johnson City on People Street, right down from Best Buy. Are you hungry?
Yeah, definitely hungry.
All right. So when do you go up? Start going up tomorrow? You go up Thursday? When do you go up to the track?
Tomorrow I've got a appearance. One of the drivers making an appearance here in Johnson City. Another one is Friday morning, and then I'll head to the track after that. But, we're still working on a lot of stuff, a lot of interviews I've done and all that. Matter of fact, I've just finished up writing up a story about Tyler Reddick, and then I was talking to our special section, I tried to do a little different stories in that than just, the race previews and all. Like we had one story was like the best drivers in NASCAR never to win a cup race, or best cup drivers never to win a race. But I did have they had to run at least 100 races. That way you didn't have say Bobby Unser, who won 3 Indy 500s and some of those guys in there. And then tried to have, some other things like the Allison legacy up at Bristol. And I was talking to Rusty Wallace earlier. He actually won more spring races than anyone. He won 6 times in the spring. And
now, will these guys, the ones still alive, will they be up there this weekend when they come around?
A lot of the guys will. It depends. I mean, some of Bristol's not a long trip for most of those guys because they live, in the Charlotte area, the majority of them. So, I wouldn't be surprised to see Rusty with his East Tennessee dealerships and all, come up. I know Ricky Rudd's come up a few times in the past, Harry Gant, some of those guys.
So it used to be, when we talked in years past, the Bristol Trophy was still a very coveted trophy in NASCAR. These guys won a Bristol Trophy to say they won at the world's last great Coliseum. That's still the case?
It's still the case. Matter of fact, a couple of drivers interviewing this past week talked about not only the trophy, but where they give them the sword. They really want one of those swords.
Yep. Who else does unique things? No, we do. We talk about the alarm clocks in Martinsville. We give a sword whoever wins in the last great Coliseum, the battle in the Coliseum. That's what that means at Bristol. What other tracks do some really cool things?
One first comes to my mind is, Nashville always gives away a guitar. So,
yeah.
It's always pretty cool.
Yep. So they're running for the sword this weekend at Bristol Motor Speedway, and the chance to say we won at Bristol, which is a driver's track. You really, for all the technical things and tire pressures and all that, at the end of the day, at Bristol, it's really the best driver. I mean, all the technology is okay, but up there, it's really the driver's track to win, right?
Yeah, it is more of a driver's track than some of the larger tracks for sure, So that's what drivers like places like Bristol, Darlington, Dover, some of those places stand out as driver's tracks.
Yep, because you got to win it on your talent, not necessarily of course, the spotters are huge up at Bristol, but just at the end of the day, take the resident away. It's just really who's the best driver for 500 laps in the world's last great Coliseum, the world's fastest half mile. Get some lunch, sir. See you next Wednesday. Be back to kind of recap what we're about to see this weekend.
Yeah, and then we'll be back, obviously, too, on local racing again next weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I know Kingsport Speedway will have another big event coming up next Friday night.
Yep. So we'll take a break. We'll be right back. We got more for you. Don't go away right after this from one of our great sponsors. As soon as I find it, I don't have my glasses on, so find the one that says Christmas Club. And there it is. I just saw it. There it is. Northeast Community Credit Union on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Community Credit Union, one of our great sponsors. Christmas Club savings account for next year. Tell me about it.
Yes, let's talk about it, because now you're going to have 12 months to do this. What better time than right now to open your Christmas Club savings? There's no cost on this. This is just something that we can help you transfer automatic funds, either weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, out of your check. So that way you won't even have to worry about it. And each time that you have that transferred, either you can do it yourself or deposit into this account, or we can have automatic draft set up. That's just convenient for you. And like I said, it's just another sub account to your savings and checking at Northeast Community Credit Union. So if you have any questions, visit bemycu.org or come in and see us at one of our convenient locations, or call 423-547-1200.
And you cut checks when? Next year? October, November? So when you get your checks?
Yes.
Save it up all year?
Yeah, so direct deposit could be your monthly paycheck.
Okay.
And so you can allocate a percentage of that paycheck into the Christmas Club. And that way, when you get to October, November, it's going to be built up. And so it's a great feature, and people love it.
The Christmas Club savings account for Christmas 2024
Yes.
from Northeast Community Credit Union, one of our great sponsors of the Tom Douglas Sports Show and Cyclone Sports. From Physical Therapy Services, one of our great sponsors. You work with pediatrics at PTS. Tell me about that.
I do not. I work with pediatric athletes, but yes, we do pediatric at 1500 in the medical care building. That's when they work with people that they're developmentally delayed, where they're having a hard time walking, crawling, that kind of thing. Also, Down syndrome, autism, all of that. And so they work, PT and OT work in conjunction with each other to help these kids get back to normal life.
Something that they treat a lot more than I realized, headaches. A lot of folks come in with headaches and you help them. Tell me about that.
Yep. So headaches can come from the neck. It can come from, you can have vertigo and headaches and that kind of thing. So what we do is we do an evaluation, see if we can kind of pinpoint where those headaches are coming from, either refer them out if they need other help from like an ENT or something like that, a migraine specialist, or if we think that we can help them, we'll treat their neck and whatever other issues that they have going along with that.
Social media, how do we find you?
We have Facebooks for the pediatric and the ortho clinics, and then you can either call us or find me on a sideline somewhere.
Dr. Aaron Kaiser, one of our great sponsors with Physical Therapy Services of Cyclone Football and the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Hey, it's your girl Mayani. A little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A Cobb salad is the chicken, literally the nuggets, they smack. When you put those nuggets in the salad, it just brings the salad to life. I'll give it a 10 out of 10.
Hi, I'm Jasmine. And a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A market salad is that the chicken is super juicy and the apples can be a little tangy, also a little sweet as well. So there's just a ton of different flavors. It's just so good.
And back at the Tom Douglas Sports Show, let's take a look at high school baseball and softball today. Who's playing where? Cyclones and Irwin at 5:30. And so that'll be Rhett Slegg will be on the mound for the Cyclones today. I'll be willing to bet my last dollar on that one. Johnson County at Rye Cove and Cloudland and Elizabethton in softball. The baseball games east at Tennessee High. Dobbins Minute at Daniel Boone. Greenville hosting North Gwinnett, Georgia. And again, the Cyclones will be at at Unicoi County today for that makeup game from the rainout from the day before. So that's what's going on there. Soccer, got nothing to report to you on soccer today. Got a full slate tomorrow. Hello, Connie Wood. Hello to Timothy Perkins. Thank you all for watching. We appreciate that very much. So let's see what else is going on. Hugh Freeze, football coach at Auburn. We'll clean up this thing before we get out of here, run down some of these different stories. But Hugh Freeze found out in February he had prostate cancer, so he has been told now he's going to wait till January to re-examine his situation. He's was told the cancer is low aggressive, which is good news for him. So he's only 55 years old. He said, I got to worry about this football team. Auburn 5-7 last season. So he says we got to get this thing rolling. I told him when I took the job, it's going to take 3 years of recruiting to get it where I want it. So he says we've been able to do what we want to do in building our roster in high school recruiting and the portal too. Now we got to go compete and win some more games, which is what our goal is. But I don't feel any sense of panic. That's the head coach for the Auburn Tigers again, be Hugh Freeze. Hey, don't forget, coming up on Saturday, this is really cool, the plant auction going on again at Sycamore Shoals. Over 500 plants are going to auction off. These are really, really cool plants. They're native to East Tennessee. And this under the umbrella of the East Tennessee Nursery Association. Keith Hart was with us on the show on Monday. And so it'll start you can go by and look at 8:15 on Saturday morning. It starts at 9 o'clock. Over 500 plants are going to auction off. Bobby Alley from Valley Realty and Auction and Dale Williams from Rainbow Realty and Auction will be your auctioneers this coming Saturday. It's inside. You can go along and look and see what's there to view the plants and register at 8:15. Auction begins at 9 o'clock this coming Saturday at Sycamore Shoals State Park in Elizabethton. Hello, Colleen Everett. How you doing, lady? And Jordan McClary. And Charlie Gary, maybe. Thank you for watching the show. Also, coming up on Saturday is a live auction on Hairtown Road in Jonesboro. Collins and Company auctioning off his home. It'll be coming up on Saturday, the live auction event. Go to the website, collinsandcompany.com, to take a look at this, but there it is. You can get a better look at it. Go to the website. Be coming up at 10 o'clock on Saturday morning, again at 123 Hairtown Road in Jonesboro. This will be auctioned off. And so you want to go there and look at it, take a sneak peek at collinsandcompany.info. Check that out and be ready to bid on it. And hopefully you'll win it coming up on Saturday at 123 Hairtown Road in Jonesboro. We're talking to Jeff about the playoffs, NASCAR. Here they are. So if they stop today, 8 races in out of the 36-race season. Here are the drivers that are in right now. Christopher Bell, Denny Hamlin, William Byron, Kyle Larson, and Josh Berry definitely in on wins. In on points right now, which can change. Those guys are locked in for sure. 5 out of the 16 are locked in. Right now on points, Chase Elliott, Tyler Reddick, Ryan Blaney, Bubba Wallace, Joey Logano, Alex Bowman, Chris Buescher, Ross Chastain, Ryan Preece, Chase Briscoe, and Kyle Busch are the guys in right now on points. But the 5 drivers are locked in for sure. Christopher Bell, Denny Hamlin, William Byron, Kyle Larson, and Josh Berry. And we'll add, of course, more to that this weekend at Bristol, as we told you. The races will come up on Friday night. Will be the Weather Guard truck race at 7:30 on Friday night. On Saturday, the SIAPS 300 at 5 o'clock. On Saturday, the Xfinity Series to Bristol. And on Sunday, the Food City 500. They'll drop the green flag at 3 o'clock on Sunday. If you're a Tennessee fan, the Big Orange Caravan coming to the Tri-Cities on May the 1st at Meadowview in Kingsport. Tickets are $30 to see. You'll see Josh Heupel be on the Caravan. You'll see also Kim Caldwell, Rick Barnes, the new voice of all is Mike Keith, athletic director Danny White, men's basketball coach Rick Barnes, women's basketball coach Kim Caldwell, football coach Josh Heupel, the new voice of the Vols, Mike Keith, all going to be in town on May the 1st. Only Tri-Cities appearance. They're only doing 3 of these. They've really cut them down. They used to do them all over the place. They're doing 3. 1 in Memphis, 1 in Nashville, and the last one will be, and the biggest one is always in the Tri-Cities. Always. They always tell you that UT fans, UT brass will say the biggest caravan stop we have is in the Tri-Cities. It'll be at Meadowview on Thursday, May the 1st. So tickets are $30 plus taxes and fees. And let's see, where do you get your tickets at? Because they will go quick, I can promise you. $30. Part of this cost, a total of $5 of every ticket sold will benefit the local UT alumni chapter scholarship endowment. And $10 will benefit the My All campaign. So it's going to be hosted by Mike Keith. So trying to see where you get your tickets. Okay, there it is. You go to, I would just go to UT Athletic and look up caravans because this guy's really long email address and there's no way if I read it to you, it's very confusing for me to even read it. So go to the University of Tennessee Athletic Department, click on caravan tickets, and I'm sure they'll tell you right there how you can get signed up and are ready to go for the Big Orange Caravan on Thursday, May the 1st at Meadowview in Kingsport. Again, reminding you that Ross Chastain will be in Piney Flats on Friday at 3:30. First 100 people in line will get a chance to shake and howdy him. And then, as we also told you, you'll have Tyler Reddick in the Blountville Food City on Saturday from 11 to noon. So if you like Tyler Reddick, you want to go to the Food City in Blountville. If you like Ross Chastain, the Watermelon Man, you want to be at Piney Flats on Friday afternoon. So there you go for that. Also, Big John's Closeout's got a big sale going on right now. Yeah. Number 1 graded railroad ties in stock for $23.99 each. 1 gallon garden sprayer for only $10.99 while supplies last. A 1 gallon garden sprayer for less than $11. Wow, that's a great deal. New patterns of waterproof luxury vinyl tile flooring for $1.99 per square foot will be there next week. Talk about all this. And 2-year driveway sealer for $18.99 a bucket. And then Cabot rebates on Cabot stains, 15 rebates of $15 a gallon through the 20th on all deck stains. That's good. What's today? Today is the 9th? Yep. So you got 11 days to save up to $15 a gallon. Wow, that's a savings on the Cabot deck stains from Big John's Closeouts in Elizabeth, and that's great. So that's what's going on there. Last but not least, Milligan baseball. The Buffs, we were there yesterday. They played Johnson yesterday. We talked about that. We talked to their head coach, their assistant coach, Taylor Davis, and they beat the number 18th ranked team in the country, Johnson University Royals, out of Knoxville. Beat them 7-5. So the Milligan Buffs get the big win yesterday at home. Milligan now heads to Columbia, South Carolina for a 3-game series against Columbia International. 5 o'clock on Friday will be the first game, and then 2 on Saturday. So big win yesterday for the Buffs as they again defeat 18th ranked Johnson University 7-5 at Anglin Field at Milligan. We got some Milligan baseball coming up. Is it next Friday? Does that sound right? Next Friday? Friday and Saturday? I think it is. Easter weekend, I think. We're doing on Friday and Saturday of next week. And so that's the plan. And let's see, Milligan's golf team, number 10 in the country, finished 10th out of 20 teams at the Music City Classic at the Hermitage Golf Club in Nashville over the weekend, finishing up yesterday. So next on the schedule is the AAC Spring Championships on April the 14th and 15th, which will be coming up this weekend at the Governor's Town Club in Ackworth, Georgia, is where they'll be this week. So the Milligan golf team, ladies, are doing very, very well right now, which is a good thing. All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back and do one more look at the National Hockey League and the NBA, who's playing where there tonight. We'll do that right after this time out. We are here live again at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City, show number 2263 of the Tom Douglas Sports Show. Be right back after this from Advanced Heat Pump Systems.
It's important to hire a professional because you want a quality, trained, and licensed person working in your home. All of my staff are factory trained and have years of experience. With today's technology in heating and air conditioning systems, you want a trained professional working on your system. Our motivation to provide our customers with the best service is years of experience. We've been in business for 35 years and we plan on being in business for another 35 years, so we want to make our customers happy.
At Chick-fil-A Caraway Village, we always look forward to seeing Ellie. Nick also.
Ellie just gets excited and bolts right towards them.
She loves to come and get the bag and trots right back to Nick.
We never even had to ask them to hand her the bag. The team members just automatically knew to do it. It was just that little thing, that level of customer service that kind of blew my mind.
We're just really glad that Nick shared Ellie with us. We take care of our guests, whether they're two-legged or four-legged.
Back on the Tom Douglas Sports Show. Hello to Nicole Honeycutt Moore. How you doing, lady? She does the PR for the Elizabethton City Schools, does a wonderful job. Hello to Keith Barnett. Hello to Randall Huff, Craig Bell, Gil Lackey, Katie Zipprich, hope I'm saying it right, Anthony Atherton, Tim Sawyer, Chris Fairlady, Teresa Kemper, some of the folks watching the show, thank you. Shelly Somerville, Vince Rhoda, Brandon Ducham. I know I butchered that one. I'm sorry, Brandon. Ducharme. Ducharme, how about that? Brandon Ducharme, maybe. Nicholas Kelly. And Colleen Everett and Jordan McClary. Thank you all for watching the show. And Doug Smith's in now. Appreciate that. NBA tonight, who plays where? Boston and Orlando. Celtics will be there. The 76ers in Washington. The Lakers in Dallas, the return, of course, of Luka, going to be in Dallas tonight. We'll see how he gets treated when he gets back there. Charlotte at Toronto, Miami and Chicago, Portland and Utah. My Spurs tonight out of the playoffs will be Golden State. Denver at Sacramento, Oklahoma City at Phoenix, and the Houston Rockets and LA Clippers will play. That's a good game tonight.
Rockets with 52 wins, Clippers with 42 wins, actually 47 wins play tonight in the NBA. Major League Baseball games underway now. Bottom of the fourth inning, Cardinals and Pirates are scoreless. Top of the first, the Mets and Miami are scoreless. In the bottom of the first, the Yankees, Detroit are scoreless. Everything else starts later today. Braves will go later on tonight at, 7:35. Grant Holmes for the Braves and John Walker will go for the Philadelphia Phillies. National Hockey League night. Who's on the ice? Toronto, Tampa Bay. Philadelphia skates in New York against the Rangers. San Jose and Minnesota. Calgary, the Flames will be in Anaheim. And the St. Louis Blues in Edmonton against the Oilers. That's your National Hockey League schedule for tonight. And we'll wrap it up by telling the baseball scores and softball from yesterday. Let's see. Let's go back to yesterday. I love it. It's not going to let me go back when I want to go back, so we'll make it go back anyway. Boom. Display. Boom. Tuesday. There you go. Baseball from yesterday. Of course, Cyclones won. They're 12 out of 13 now they've won. They beat Unicoi County 9-4. Dobyns-Bennett beat Daniel Boone 11-1. South Green all over Hampton 15-2. North Green all over Cloudland 10-0. Science Hill all over Westridge 11-0. You have Tennessee High beating Sullivan East 15-1 in baseball. And West Green doubled up Johnson County 4-2. Greenville beat Cherokee 13-2 in baseball. Granger, the Grizzlies, beat Claiborne 7-2 in baseball. And Morristown West defeated Volunteer 8-4 in baseball. Let's go to softball. Who won there yesterday? Scroll down and get that for you before we get out of here. Our local softball teams. Dobyns-Bennett beat Science Hill 5-4 in softball, and that's the only one we got. So there you go. That's going to pretty much take care of that. We ran down who plays where today in high school baseball and softball. And that's going to do it. We do want to say thanks to our guests, Mr. Baseball, Greg Salyer, Mr. NASCAR, Jeff Birchfield, Andrew Smith, sports writer, Johnson City Press. Appreciate those guys being with us on the show. Back with you tomorrow. We'll be at Carter County Bank downtown Elizabeth tomorrow. And then Friday we'll be ready to roll. Tomorrow Kelly Kitchens will join us. She'll be along from the Elizabeth and Parks and Rec. Lots going on. The Parks and Rec, she'll join us tomorrow to talk about that. Got some other folks coming tomorrow to be on the show from Carter County Bank. And then on Friday we'll be at Food City on a Food City Friday. So looking forward to being there too. Out of time, we sincerely thank you for yours. We'll wrap it up as we always do. Always dedicate our broadcast to the man hung on the cross today. Certainly no exception. We start with the verse, we end with the verse. And so let's see here. Let's hit this one right here. And hit this one. Hebrews 11:6. Without faith, how important is our faith in our lives? How about that? Let me ask that question to start it. Hebrews 11:6 says, and without faith, it is impossible to please God, because anyone who comes to him must believe that he exists and he rewards those who earnestly seek him. It's a great verse. They're all great. Hebrews 11:6, and without faith it is impossible to please God, because anyone who comes to him must believe that he exists and that he rewards those who earnestly seek him. Good way to end the show. Hello to Michael Wayne, Jacob Heath, Joshua Harris, Sheila O'Malley, Charlie Castro, Jason Gray, Dana White, Richard Cook, and Doug Smith. We'll stop right there. Out of time, we sincerely thank you for yours. Back in the saddle tomorrow. We'll be ready to go from Carter County Bank tomorrow. Show number 2264. We keep clicking them off. Our goal is to hit 2,300 and 2,400 and 2,500. Once we get to 2,500, we'll make a decision what we're going to do. But we're going to make it to 2,500 for sure. That's our next big goal. Our next big goal is to get to tomorrow. So take it day by day. But ultimately, if the Lord allows, we'll go to the 2,500 show, and we'll see from there what we'll do. That's another year and a half, I guess, thereabouts, to do the show. And then after that, we'll see what happens. Out of time, we sincerely thank you for yours. To rejoin you tomorrow at 11 o'clock from Carter County Bank in downtown Elizabeth. We'll tell you as always, bloom where you planted, and win or lose, be a good sport. And thanks for watching show number 2,263 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show, live today here at Chick-fil-A on People Street, right down from Best Buy in Johnson City. See you back here tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Thanks for watching the show. So long from Chick-fil-A.